Hello everyone, happy Friday! So, today, console ended up getting the Urskaya kingdom, which means next week, PC Mobile is getting Merlantis, so we'll have that to go over next week. Of course, PC Mobile itself didn't actually get anything new today, so we're mainly just going to be probably showing some Urskaya stuff, not too much to show from Urskaya, but we'll show some stuff with that, and next week we'll have the other kingdom. So, yeah. Plus, we still have goblins, so that's still a thing. We've got all the goblins. Yes, today's yellow day, actually. What's our yellow? Yeah, we'll probably just stick with some kind of standard yellow when we go for that later today. But, I guess we'll just throw some goblins down for now. Or should I go bring out the meta of the new kingdom? Let's just start with that. King Miguel. He's the new legend from the kingdom that console just got today. He's one of the two only extremely viable troops within that kingdom. Surprisingly, the second most viable troop is actually Leshy, which I ended up using in my Let's Play video the other day when we ended up starting that. We were actually lucky enough to find a Leshy. He's one of the stronger commons right now because of how he has some really unique purposes. Leshy, he entangles all allies, which can be a positive thing because you can't lose attack while you are entangled. Also, a Wisp or anything that has Charm will do 0 damage if they try charming something that is a 0 attack. So there is a purpose, or an actual function of entangling your own allies, as weird as that may seem. And he also entangles all enemies, which is of course the main benefit that he has. And he destroys all green gems, which can act as a small mana generator. So yeah, he's quite surprisingly decent for a common, that is for sure. And of course, the big one is the actual legend, as it should be. The new King Miguel. Not like the most overpowered of things. It's decent. It's not something you would really need to go out of your way for. Obviously, you'd probably still want to get him just to mess around with him and stuff. If you can trade him, he's nice. He is a brown-yellow, though, and there's a lot of viable brown-yellow out there that you would need to allocate resources to. But this is just a standard kind of skull spam-related team that I generally run with it. That is if he doesn't win on turn 1 with goblins. Oh gosh, what even is the meta these days? Okay, anyways, let's go and get ourselves a apothecary so we can get rid of all these freezes. One of the nice things— oh come on, we just lost the whole troop I'm trying to show the team off of. Figures. Oh, there goes goblins. Well, we can still win, we just don't get to show with a Miguel, unfortunately, which is going to make it take a bit longer. But as you can see, it does have the capability of recovering itself, particularly since you can get the white summon if you happen to have that traded. We'll show this again, since that kind of failed against Goblin Infinite Loop. Though pretty much any team you ever throw against Goblin Infinite Loop will have the same results. They are very annoying. I'll go take the skull. Get some greens there, another apothecary for us to throw. That gives us another double cast. Anywhere's viable to go throw it. Kind of. Purple, I guess. So we'll do that. Definitely need to keep the brown on the board, that is for sure. We're going to be needing that the most. We have a white cast. Not really worth ever casting him, though, for the most part. He's kind of just there for a meat shield. And I believe that is match. Do we have an alignment? Yeah, we do. And then we just keep our souls at. Well, we didn't get to show it with the new legends, but that's what that team is. Tried a team with 2 Mauls. Yesterday there was a bug with it. Was there? I'll go try it. Let me just go try doing this team where it doesn't fail like that. Oops. Oh, well, someone might be trying the 2 Maul bug because apparently someone discovered it. Kempers discovered it. Let me go. Oh, let's just fight Kempers with it, I guess. We'll see what the bug is if he happens to get it off. We will be showing the team that you just said afterwards, though. We'll see what the bug is. Is the bug that you can cast it twice? Because after you cast 1 Maul, you're supposed to not be able to cast another Maul. Okay, so first things first, similar to the previous battle, you're going to want to go for the apothecary right off the bat. This will not only cleanse anything that you might have negative on yourself from anything that the enemy may have done, but it'll also make sure that you get a really decent amount of mana generation. So we'll just throw that down, get the little bit of mana that we still need there. We end up extra turning it too, really nice. Don't really need yellow as much, so we'll just get rid of that. Keep our souls, we'll throw on the blue, and then we can throw the Shegra into massive amount of damage. And of course, with all the browns, if he's fully traded, he does keep getting enraged. For any of you that don't know what enrage does, it is a somewhat new mechanic, particularly for console, because you basically kind of just got it today. You already had it, but there was only one troop with it, which was Orc. But essentially what enrage does, whenever a troop gets enraged, it deals 1.5 times skull damage. And this guy gets enraged whenever he takes Brown, if you have him fully traded. There we go. Speaking of Brown, there we go. Are there any posts that will give info what is in the drop each week? Wait, what is the post that Henny just posted? That one shows what's new in the thing. I think he was referring to what's actually in the drop pool, though. I believe there used to be a post that went over the old event troops, because one thing that happens with event troops that's kind of interesting in this game is they're kind of exclusive initially, but then they become not exclusive. It's kind of weird. Like, for example, let's go over to the shop real quick. As you can see in the Glory Rewards, you can buy as many Fizz Bangs as you want right now. But for about 1 month after this week, she will not be in any drop pool whatsoever. But then after that, she will be in all the drop pools. It's a little bit weird. Basically, whenever you see a new troop, just know that after it comes out, or the weeks after it comes out, it won't actually be available in chests. It has a slight delay. The only time this delay does not apply is if it's a new kingdom or if it's a mythic, in which case they're immediately in the drop pool. Like, for example, the new, what's that one called? The Yasmin's Chosen from last week, when we had that mythic available, which is now no longer available. I think you had it until yesterday to get as the exclusive mythic. It's still in the drop pool right now as in the mythic, but it's, it goes into the drop pool immediately, unlike other troops. Like, for example, this new legend will be about a month after this week before it gets into the drop pool, whereas the new mythic that just came out of the drop pool is now already back in. Well, it didn't really ever leave the drop pool. It was just not exclusive anymore in the drop pool. So yeah, these have a 1 month delay and stuff like that. Same as the event troops, same as pretty much everything, aside from mythic and new kingdoms. Anyways, let me go try the Maul team. Someone was just mentioning, I think Mikhail. See what happens with that. So, double Maul, Mercy, and something else. They said there was something with double Maul, so we'll go and test that out. Get a Mercy in there. And what should our other option be? Let's see, what's our red-purple that would... Sakima. There we go. I kind of want to mana generate it, though. Oh well, we'll go with Sakima. And see what the glitch is. I honestly have no clue what's going to happen. The thing I would assume would happen is we just get to cast Maul twice, which would be very overpowered. But we'll see what happens. When someone tries to invite you to their guild, it tells them the code isn't in their system. Oh, if that happens, the easiest way to go about it is say something in chat. And then once they say something in chat, go over to their profile and then click recruit. That's the easiest way to do it. Like, let's say Karo just said hello or something, and he was trying to contact you. Furry legends. But you would just go click the recruit, and then it would send a little recruit thingy to them. They have to not be in a guild, though. But if you do this when they're not in a guild, it will send a little invite to them. Then they just click it in their mail, and then they come into your guild. It's as simple as that. It's the easiest way to get around if a name is not wanting to show up. I have had that happen many times before. Speaking about that, I do need one more person for the guild if anyone's interested. We keep losing a random person every single week. And it keeps happening sometimes. Either that or they're inactive. One of the two keeps happening every single week. I don't think we've gotten a full 30-person Guild War week for about, like, 5 weeks now? 6 weeks? It has been a while. Luckily, next patch, or the following patch, one of the two, they're adding a new feature to the Guild Wars that will basically make it so you don't need to worry about that as much. Oh! Oh, you're right. The Great Maul is broken. You can cast multiple different Great Mauls. That's interesting. That would explain why someone was running double Great Maul. So, yeah, you can just keep casting Great Maul into Great Maul into Great Maul into Great Maul. You know what that means? We have to go 4 times Great Maul. That or 3 times Great Maul with a Mercy. We need to make that happen. That needs to happen. While we can, because oh whoa 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 whoa! Why did you give it magic? Let's try that again. Goblins, still annoying. That hasn't changed. But let's go try, maybe not against goblins. Let's go try it though. Triple Great Maul, why not? Hopefully we'll not have that happen again. Maybe we can get a good starting board. Triple Great Maul, while we still can. This might be one of the only opportunities we get to do what we're about to do. So let's do it while it's broken and glitched. So we'll take the reds, take the blue. It doesn't give us anything though. No! We need like a perfect mercy cast to start off with. And we do not have it. And he's gonna goblin like crazy. Come on, alignment, we need you. We have a cleanse, so I'm not too worried about the freeze that he just did. Still no extra turn laying around anywhere. Oh, there we go. Well, that fixes that problem. Okay, so let's start devouring his entire team. Move that over. Come on, infinite extra turns. Let's see it. Number 1. Got it. Number 2. Got it. Number 3. Got it. I love it. Too bad that wasn't actually a thing. That'll probably be fixed in the next week or two. Did they even know that this is broken right now? I actually just found out when you just told it to me. That's funny. It's not supposed to be possible. When you use a single cast troop, what's supposed to happen is every single copy of it on your team is supposed to not be able to cast after you cast once. That doesn't appear to be happening right now. When you comment in the global chat on your phone, and your boyfriend plays on Xbox, he doesn't see the chats. Oh, that's because the console version isn't cross-platform. Only the PC mobile version is cross-platform. Both of the console versions are their own version. Actually, there's multiple versions of the game, but as far as the cross-platform ones, it's PC to all mobile versions are all on the same servers, but the two console versions, the PS4 is on its own servers, and the Xbox One is on its own servers. So as far as servers, it's PC and mobiles all bunched together, all those versions, and then there's the PS4 all on its own, and then there's the Xbox One all on its own. They're not actually crossed, unfortunately. So someone playing on Xbox One will not be able to see any of the chat on anything other than a Xbox One, and they won't be able to play or be in the guild of anyone who's not on an Xbox One. But if you're playing on something like PC or mobile, anyone on PC or mobile are all on the same thing. Like if we go to our guild, like half of them might be playing on mobile, half of them might be on PC, who knows. And they could be on different versions of mobile as well. But for console, it's different. Yeah, no problem. Let's see, was there anything else I missed in chat? When someone... Oh, never mind, I answered that. Good morning, Candy. Welcome. Hello, Anika. Welcome as well. Hello, Outpost. Hello, a bunch of O's with an A in the middle. Are there any posts to give info on the drop pool each week? As far as the drop pool thing, I think we kind of already answered that. Henny kind of gave a link for that too, which based on your response, I assume was the answer to your question. Let's see. Also, hello, player, and hello, Spooks, and hello, Samo, and hello, Urskaya. Sorry that I missed all of them earlier. Did I even say the hellos at the beginning? I might not have. That's normally something I remember to do. But hello, everyone. You were using your suggested soul farming team at the suggested challenge. Didn't have any issue till about 2 hours ago. Your first warlock turned into an ancient horror in 2 rounds. Ouch. Yeah, generally I don't even bother getting its final trait. Or at least if I was to do it on a newer account. It can actually get in the way if it does end up dying, because it uses brown, which will block your brown out. Oh, hello, Bloodstained. Welcome as well. Yeah, if I missed anyone, sorry. Try to get everyone. Well, let's go try this again. 4 times Princess Fist Bangs against Triple Great Maul that's broken right now. And then I'll probably do a few more of the Urskaya teams. I wonder if this same thing is happening on console right now. That is really broken. It's not really that overpowered though, surprisingly. Like, I guess that was the reason why they never did it in the first place, was because of something like this happening. But, actually, I shouldn't say that's not overpowered. This actually is kind of powerful. You can triple team wipe an enemy if they don't have immune to Devour. Never mind, that actually is quite powerful. But, yeah. Triple kill! Right off the bat. So, never mind. I was wrong. That actually is decently powerful, but still. It's nice to see it for once. We now know what it would be like if you were to multicast this thing. At least we got to enjoy it while we could. Because it's going to be the only probably several... I'd actually probably say about a week or so that we'd actually get to use it like this. I wonder if anyone's bothering to use this in Guild Wars. Not this particular team, but something similar with like Double Great Maul with something else. We saw someone using Dust Devil with it earlier. Or not Dust Devil. The Desert Troll, whatever his name is. I think it's Desert Troll. Someone was using it with earlier. Hello, Philip. Hello, Falkroy. Welcome, welcome. Okay, let's see. We don't really have any good moves because we only have a Great Maul. It's essentially our whole team. A Great Maul that can take skulls. So unless we can take a skull, there's not really anything we can do. No, I needed those skulls. Give me all your skulls. We don't even have anywhere we can drop skulls. That wouldn't do it, but I need to move it. Stacking! Not really helpful either. Completely running out of moves. Up so much so that the board got shuffled. There we go, there's our skull. And a smash. One copy in team, this is the nerf answer. Yeah, that's what it used to be. Where its skill would only, its skill, what's supposed to happen with the Great Maul and every other troop in the game that has a single cast ability, what's supposed to happen is they cast it, and then no other copy of that troop can cast their ability. That's what's supposed to happen. What's currently happening is it stops it for the single troop that casts, but it's not stopping it for every single copy. So you can do multiple different copy casts, which is, yeah, quite powerful. Oh, you know who we need to do this with? It's one of the very situational troops that I generally don't really ever really use, because he has about like 3 purposes. Well, really only one. It's to generate a lot of mana and a little bit of magic on top of that. But there's very few teams he can actually be used with. But I want to go try triple of him, because why not? Triple of him with like a Crimson Bat or something. Or let's see, maybe Queen Mab, because she can loop. I'm not quite sure what we'd actually use it with, but we need to go try that real quick. Maybe something that shares its mana. Yeah, then Queen Mab then. We can just keep spamming it on purple. And hopefully get enough blue that it extra turns or something. We'll try it. We'll try something. The only issue with the Great Maul spam is once we've done our triple Devour, which is extremely devastating to the enemy team, we're left with no way to decently deal damage, because the only thing we can do is skulls. There we go, one more skull will do it. If we can just get that off the top, that'd be great. There we go, perfect. Hello, Flycuts, welcome. Hello, Gillax as well, welcome. Why did the Warlock change mid-rounds? Enemy didn't have the option. What do you mean? Your Warlock has a 25% chance to become an Ancient Horror when it dies. It's from the final trait if you happen to have it. That, or if it happened without the trait, that was just a glitch with the game thinking that you had the trait for whatever reason. But yeah, Demonic Pact, 25% chance that it summons an Ancient Horror on death. So when it dies, 25% chance it becomes this thing. Traits don't trigger, but it's like the beginning of, like this thing is what it summons. The Curse doesn't trigger, nor does the Stone Spirit, but it does have the +1 purple still. But yeah, it's just summons an Ancient Horror, which is this little guy. He's not really ever worth using, but it is something that it ends up summoning as a result. Hello, Nautical, welcome. Okay, what was I about to go do again? Oh yeah, I was going to do the triple Tessarian. I assume it works with all empowereds. Let's see. Tessarian, 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 and Queen Mab? I guess. Let's try it. Queen Mab. And Queen Mab. Onto a Frozen Banner. If I can find a Frozen Banner. There we go. See what happens. We're probably going to lose before we even get to do anything, but it's worth a shot. See what happens. Good morning, Headless. Welcome. Might as well enjoy it while we can, because we might not get the opportunity to do it in the future. Okay. Skulls, I think I'm just going to 100% ignore. We got a freeze. That's nice. Always nice to get more freeze. Anyway, I take this yellow, he's going to he's going to be able to take that blue. Though he does lose his turn by taking that blue. So maybe it is worth doing. There we go, we got him to waste his turn. And he would have done that on the previous AI too, done that same weird move where it doesn't take the skull, it goes for the extra turn and ends its turn instead. Oh, and now it begins. Purple. Purple. Oh, wait, Queen Mab. Oh, we can't cast her. No, that's the whole point of doing this, was to keep getting pokes in with her. No. Okay, purple again. That's a lot of purple. And move that over. Come on, enough blue. No, it's one off. You gotta be kidding me, it's one off. That's awful. Now it's still one off. You gotta be kidding me. Really? Okay, I'll hold then. Maybe we can get one more blue. No! No! We would have had enough if he didn't get that pair. No. Okay, we'll just throw a blank Queen Mab, I guess. Then give it some blues. There we go. That's what we needed. And... well, that didn't work out too well, but... it was kind of funny. We'll just take the skull. Oh no, he died. I guess it doesn't really matter. He's normally just a meat shield after he casts anyways. Ah, there goes the summon. Just gonna be a bit annoying. What do we move here? Ideally, I'd want one more blue to be on the board. I think I'm just gonna throw it though. And that's pretty much match. If he would let us end him. One Queen Mab should be enough damage. Let's see, yeah, that should be enough. As long as he has any mana above 1. If he has 1 or more mana. As long as he doesn't have 0 mana when we end up casting, it will be enough to kill him. There we go, and that's enough. Well, that's interesting. That is definitely not intended that that thing is now functioning that way. Or I don't think it is, unless they just randomly did a buff to it, which I guess wouldn't be the worst thing. Because Great Maul and stuff like that haven't really been used as much lately. Yeah, hello, Jamal, welcome. And good morning, No Social Life, welcome as well. And hello, SBM and Timmy. Welcome, welcome. Good morning, everyone. And good morning, Headless, if I didn't already say hi. But yeah, we're messing with Empowered right now because apparently Empowered is glitched. I guess, you know, it might have been glitched for a while now, but no one even noticed it because barely anyone ever bothers to run Empowered troops. So, yeah, it's something really weird. Right now, you're basically able to cast as many different ones as you want. Generally, whenever you cast a single copy of an Empowered troop, you will not be able to recast them. But in the current moment in time, you can just keep casting them, which is really odd. I have no clue how that got by anything. I guess it's just because no one ever even expects Empowereds. So the dev team was like, oh, well, no need to check it. Who knows? But we'll go take our yellow right there. Take the other yellow. Come on, Surges, we need you. Well, at least he was frozen twice. So that worked out perfectly. He's only frozen on 2 colors, and he actually managed to get to 2 colors that he's frozen on. That was pretty lucky on our part. Or else he would have been going pretty crazy right there with all of his normal goblin stuff, as goblins do. So I'm taking not purple so that we can start going spam purple. And pretty much just get going from there. We're not going to be able to get a Queen Mab apparently. Let's start doing this on blue and hopefully we'll get it right there. Is that good enough? Oh, come on! No. Enough blue. I might still throw it so we have a cast. There we go. Still not enough blue though. Well, that chipped him down decently. Not really enough to kill him though. Not even close. Okay. He'll do his thing. We'll go take an extra turn there. Get a little bit more freeze on him. He is frozen, so regardless of what he does, he will not gain an extra turn, so that's nice. Blue Surge, go. Perfect. No! Come on, he gains his extra turn because he cleanses at the perfect moment in time. We'll throw that down. He does get a summon, apparently. He does waste his turn at least once. Maybe he'll cast the other one first as well. That would be helpful. Perfect. Exactly what I need to have happen. Never mind. It's not frozen, though. Not exactly what I need to have happened. Kind of. So I'll let him do whatever. Skull... don't really need, so I'm not going to go for it. I'd rather keep taking mana off the board. Oh no, he has his cast. He's just gonna resummon an entire team that we're gonna have to kill. Yep, apparently. So we'll take our little poke, throw a blank Queen Mab with slightly more damage, and now we just have to deal with this thing. Yeah, it's not the best of teams, but it's kind of interesting to see what they do. You know, this might be a good case, except for the Great Maul. If it wasn't for the Great Maul, I think they could get away with leaving this as a natural mechanic, as it is right now. The only problem with that is, of course, Great Maul. Great Maul can essentially triple wipe a team if it's in the state that's currently in. So they probably are going to fix it. But who knows, maybe it is intended. In which case they need to rework Great Maul if that is the case. But other than that, they can leave it on everything else and it wouldn't really matter. Tasarian's not going to be overpowered with it. Every other empowered in the game is not going to be overpowered with it. Only Great Maul really utilizes it pretty well. Try Dwarf Berserker. Wait, which Berserker? The normal Berserker? Berserker's generally not used. If you're talking about this guy. Berserker, it's okay. Early on in the game, you can get away with it a little bit. He doesn't really do much, though. He just deals damage to an enemy, deals some damage to himself, and then gains a small amount of attack. You have to keep in mind, he was added a very, very, very long time ago, like back when the game started. It's one of the reasons why he has one of these really small static values. A lot of troops back then used to have these ridiculously small values, just small boosts. One notable one like this was Karnex, which was changed several months back to an actual stat, but you can still see this on quite a few troops. Berserker still has it. Lady Sapphire still had it. Back when these things were added, they were actually pretty insane, which is why they have such a small number. But prior to or after the fact, like this late in the game, like the current state of the game, these things are just 100% useless these days. These really small stat gains on top of their ability, because they're not really scaled on top of everything. Hello ODX, hello JZG, welcome both of you, welcome. But yeah, anyone interested in the guild, we still do have a spot, I do believe. Yeah, we still have that one spot left. So I guess we'll recruit this weekend. I'm also probably not going to be around on the tail end of this weekend. So yeah, hopefully we'll get that done today or tomorrow. No, he means the dwarf that kills himself. Oh, he means that one. The Dwarven Slayer, that is. Dwarf Slayer. Oh, wait, never mind. What is his name? I actually forget his name because he never gets used. Oh, wait, it is Dwarven Slayer. Okay, I must have typed in Dwarf Slayer or something. Which doesn't make sense, obviously. Dwarven Slayer makes a lot more sense. Yeah, he did get buffed last patch. It wasn't really something I mentioned. He's still useless even with that buff, though. He deals a lot of damage to an enemy, but then he dies. So, yeah. Not much of a point in that. If he had higher stats, I could see him being useful. But his stats are pretty average. It's not like it's above average or anything. It's just a normal statted troop that happens to have Impervious that kills itself the second it casts. I personally find this thing to never be usable in any case. Actually, I shouldn't say that. There's one very, very niche instance where you'd use it, and that is if you're using a summoner. You could maybe use him in first slot, and then you would know that your summoner would then summon into that first slot. But yeah, honestly, I would not bother with this guy. Even though he has Impervious and everything, there's so many red yellows out there that are better. And if you're looking for an Impervious dwarf, you're better off just using Dwarf Miner, particularly with his buff that he ended up getting. He's basically just a Tyree now that has Impervious. So yeah, I wouldn't really bother with the Dwarven Slayer. He's really, really bad. Maybe if his ability was instantly kill an enemy or something like that, that'd be a little bit different. But in the current state that's in, he doesn't even one-shot most of the time, at least later in the game. Earlier on in the game, you can maybe get away with him. But this late, you definitely can't. Yeah, let's go throw the Skull Spam back around. It's about one of the only few teams that's really viable that got created out of the New Kingdom console just got earlier this morning. Okay, where do we move? Where do we move? We need Apothecary mana. That's pretty much the way to always start this team. Very rarely do you not start by getting a full Apothecary. It is very useful. Okay, I just need to keep poking around the board until we actually get that last little bit of mana. Doesn't really appear to be available anywheres. Where to move, where to move. We'll go take down the brown. Go for a blue right there. And he does give us Apothecary setup. Oh wait, why did I do it on red though? That was a pretty bad decision. Of every color I had to choose from, I choose red. Good job. You did not want to do that. Do not target the red mana. Okay, it's not going to matter too much, but obviously we could have easily extra turned right there and probably gotten an extra kill. But, oh well, things happen. We'll just throw that down, get the skull drop right there. Go throw an Apothecary to get rid of all these annoying stats effects. We do lose the Urskaya, but the team will still function after that, even without him. It just helps to speed up the battle having him, because it does go a little bit slower. So that was our mistake, losing that there. We'll just go throw that down on Brown. We have enough damage that it won't really matter if we deny out Brown at this point. Let's see. Extra turn right there. And that is indeed enough damage, and down it goes. There we go. Green Seer, Kraken, Mab. Let's see. What was that to? Wait, any suggestions for purple team? So many good non-mythic troops that you have traded that you haven't found a smooth team for. Generally for a purple day, as mentioned, Green Seer with a Kraken does tend to be pretty good. If not that, you can try going with a Scion first slot with a follow-up of a Dragon Soul or a Cornix or anything like that. But yeah, generally, that's another one too. Herdmaster. You can go Herdmaster in first or second slot, and then go with damage sources around it. So you could go with something like a Scion, a Herdmaster, and then 2 damaging purples of any that you happen to have. That works out too. Herdmaster's better on a purple day than he is on a yellow day as well. The main reason for this is on a yellow day, you will be taking yellows off the board, but on a purple day, you do not really remove yellows from the board, and of course he explodes all the yellows. He also has a cleanse, which is pretty useful. Not too many things on many Guild War days actually get to utilize a cleanse, and that could be good if they're running like a Queen Mab. A lot of people are running a triple Goblin with Queen Mab right now, and of course the freeze can be a little annoying, particularly when you want to take an extra turn but can't. You only have 1 mythic, Stonehammer. Stonehammer is unfortunately one of the worst mythics in the game right now. Dwarves did get buffed recently, so it's a little bit better than it was previously, but still, I wouldn't really bother with it. Without a King Highforge fully traded on a team, it's almost useless, mainly because it needs that just to not block as much mana. And even after you cast that, it's still blocking a pretty substantial amount of mana relative to other troops. It's only one of the really big downsides about mythic troops, or quite a few of them, is if you use them towards the front of your team, they can really start to block up your mana. And the problem with Stonehammer is he's pretty much only usable in first slot, making it so he always blocks you, which is a bit annoying. Do a Ferrous Rod team. You'd like to check out how much souls you can get from, let's see, check, wait, I read that so wrong because I scrolled it down. But yeah, you want to see how many souls I can get from a Ferrous Rod team. You'd like to check how many souls you can get from one game and a team with a viable with Ferrous Rod. Sure, we can go do that. There actually is a viable team with Ferrous Rod that's kind of weird. It's the same one you use for soul farming. It's this one right here. It's I normally don't use it because it's towards the slower side, but it does gain a lot of souls. Let's hope that we can kill the Kraken immediately. The Wisps are going to be a little bit annoying when we first start out here. First thing first, similar to an Apothecary team, we're going to want to get the Valkyrie up immediately, and then go from there. So where do we throw this? Purple's available, though it's one of the things I do not want to have to convert. We'll go and do this on green, and we do indeed get a Ferrous Rod. The main reason we don't want to convert out purple or yellow is so we can actually get some alignment. We do not have any as of currently, so I am going to wait. I can take a red, but it gives it a bunch of blue. I think it's actually worth it. So I am going to go for that, even though it's giving him a gigantic amount of blue. He's not going to be able to do anything immediately out of it, so it'll be fine. Ideally, right now, we would have a Ferrous Rod. We don't have alignment on really much of anything, so we'll throw that down on red. Does that give us any new alignment? It doesn't look like it. Looks pretty bad to throw Ferrous Rod right now. So I'm just going to take some mana for it, I guess. Just so we have a double cast. Trying to take it in a way that doesn't give him an extra turn. So we'll move that right there. And we still did not manage to get Ferrous Rod alignment. But we do have enough souls now that we can just one-shot everything. So let's start doing that. Don't kill it. Good. Wow, that was very close. Somehow it has still not died. Oh, there it goes. That loop That loop, though. Well, that's, yeah. It's one of the reasons why people say Wisp needs to be nerfed. Anyways. Let's show it against a not infinite loop team. Though the only problem is literally everything right now is being used is that. It's just various teams that can infinitely loop. But let's see if we can get better alignment this time around. It's also one of the reasons why I don't bother using this in PvP. It gets a lot of souls, but it can lose on occasion. That was kind of just something that would have lost regardless of what we were using in that kind of instance. But, yeah. It still has a little bit below average win rate. When used in PvP. It's why I only use it in Explore and stuff. It also only gains about 20,000 souls per hour when used in PvP, but when using it in something like Explore or Challenges, it gains 50,000 to 60,000. The main reason for this is basically what just happened the previous battle, whereas in Challenges, something like that will never happen ever, so it's a lot safer to do things like this. Okay. Can we get a better board? Same thing happened last time. We kept getting horrible boards, and I don't want to have to convert this to purple. I do see it. It's just not really what we should be aiming at with this kind of team. Where do we move? Well, I guess we'll just take that even though we don't use the mana. And still, nothing to cast this on. That is unfortunate. I'm just going to take purple, I guess. Get the last little bit that we need for there. Do we still have no Valkyrie? That is insane. No Valkyrie, no Fair Shra that we can cast for alignment. Okay, now we can do it on yellow, so hopefully that will get us started. And we can do it on red. Which one is better? Let's actually do it on red. And we do have Fair Raw alignment, so... We don't have enough souls, though, to get a one-shot, so we'll just do that little poke. Get that down. Nice, nice. We'll move that over. Ideally, that would have been an extra turn alignment right there, but we'll take what we can get. And that is indeed enough for a one-shot, so we'll go for that. Get the one-shot. He'll throw his little ability. The other ability, clear the board. Don't kill. Stop doing things. There we go. And he does not give us alignment, so we'll just go for another little poke. I guess we'll take out the one that actually has mana. And then we just get Valkyrie back up and go from there. I believe there is a changed mechanic now, where if you do end up losing a troop, you don't get its soul bonus. Before, you used to get the soul bonus regardless if it lived or not. Nowadays, which does make souls a little bit less gainy, is you do lose that potential if they die. So like right now, we are going to be gaining quite a bit less souls from this battle. And another reason why you only really do Fair Shraz and Explore. There's really no point in using them in PvP. There isn't a single viable team that you can really do with it. Every single one goes lower than what the meta does. Pretty much always. And you have issues like this where the battle sometimes comes down to you almost getting completely wiped. Because you only have really one means of damaging. And if that one means of damaging doesn't get alignment, you're stuck on several turns where you're pretty much unable to do anything, like you saw there. It pretty much happened both battles, where we had almost nothing to do on the entire board for a pretty substantial amount of time. Oops, why did I do that? We actually had enough to kill it. I have no clue why I thought it wasn't enough damage. He actually has 241 damage right now. I think that's enough. That's one nice benefit about him. He's one of the few troops in the game that can actually one-shot in late game. Generally, most things can't, but you can see we get 605. If we go throw this and explore and win that in like 1 minute, it only takes 1 minute to be able to get over 800. So it's a lot more viable doing it that way. And gives like 2-3 times as much if you were to do it in just something like this instead of doing it on PvP. Even if you're just try using only one Fair Shra, it's still a little bit clunky in a team. If you were to try one Fair Shra, you would generally run it with still a Valkyrie, an Exploder, and one other damage source. Generally, Dragon Soul gets used with it, but you can put it just about anything if you really wanted to. Okay, so a little bit of a bad start again. We're just getting really bad boards with this thing. This just does not want to give us good boards, apparently. So, yeah, we'll just throw a blank Fair Shra, I guess, just to speed it up things. No point in really thinking it out, since we want to get this battle done as quickly as possible, since this is just for the purpose of showing its capability to farm. So, Valkyrie, finally we get some nice alignments. Not really that nice, but I'll take it, given what we've been given so far. It's better than nothing, that's for sure. So we'll go take a red right there. And get a nice Valkyrie off next turn, and that'll give the last little bit of souls we need. That'll also give us, hopefully, the last cast we need as well. Didn't get the alignment, but we'll just keep poking. Wait, that wasn't enough damage when we cast that earlier? That's weird. Okay, well, we'll go take that. Throw down another Ferris. And then we'll just poke down the last little bit that we need. Another Valkyrie into whatever will pretty much be enough. And then we just throw the Valkyrie. Where? Alignment, where you go? Let's do it on Brown. And the last little poke. And down it goes. Let's see. Hello, Amanda. Welcome. Did you miss anything exciting? No, we didn't go over anything too amazing yet. Though, there was a weird empowered glitch, though, that we were messing around with, which was a triple Great Maul kind of thing. Let me go show that. Generally, this isn't supposed to be possible. Oh, we were messing around with ssaszix as well with it. But yeah, if we go and do the Great Maul, for example, Great Maul with like a Mercy on it, we can just triple devour the enemy team. It's kind of funny. This isn't always going to be possible. There should be a glitch, I would assume. But we'll go like double yellow here. And yeah. This isn't normally supposed to be possible. What happens when you use a single cast ability, when it's only allowed to be cast once, is if you have any additional copies of it on your team, it will not actually be able to cast. But in the current state of the game, for whatever reason, it is currently able to cast, which is a little odd. But anyways, might as well utilize that while we can, just to mess around with it. If you have some kind of team like this, just to mess around with it, I would say do so. Because it's not going to have that capability for long, that is for sure. It is very broken to have on the Great Maul. And every other option, it seems pretty tame. But for the Great Maul, it is definitely quite devastating to be able to cast them, or cast multiple different ones within a single battle. So he gets a stat right there, and I think it was magic, unfortunately, which we don't really get to utilize. But we'll just go devour him, and as you can see, our other Great Mauls did not get their abilities disabled. What should have happened... Oh, but I didn't take the red. What should have happened is all three of these Great Mauls should have their ability grayed out like that, but it did not happen. So we can just go and start devouring his entire team. Again, I should have taken those reds, but not that big a deal. And as you can see, that is match. So yeah, that is very broken right now. When will that be fixed? I do not know, but enjoy it while you can. When Kingdom Merlantis is coming on PC Mobile? Oh, 1 week from now, next Friday. Next Friday morning, when we do this Friday and Saturday stream as we normally do, we will be going over the new Merlantis Kingdom. We'll do the key opening in the morning. Oh wait, will I do the key opening in the morning? Oh yeah, that's always a thing that I generally ask. I think I will do the key opening in the morning. Last time we ended up doing it on stream, because I ended up asking, and I think it won by a very small amount, but it's pretty split. It's about 50-50 whenever I ask on people wanting me to do a video or do it on stream. So I think I will do a video beforehand. It just ends up making it a lot neater and everything like that. Plus I can actually do it once it gets released. If I do it during the stream, I can't do it till like several hours after the Kingdom's actually out. But yeah, we'll probably do the key opening for it next Friday morning, and then our 2 streams will go over teams, and then probably either later on Friday or later on Saturday we'll do a video going over the an actual video going over teams. Of course, we'll do it during the stream as well, but we'll be messing with the new Kingdom, seeing what's up with that. It's going to be a good time to throw pretty much all of our keys. All my gold keys are going towards it. Some of my glory keys, probably a few thousand, and all my gold keys are going at it. And hey, we got, speaking of gold keys, 5 more, never mind, gem keys. Close enough. 5 more gem keys, almost getting that last little bit of 80 gems. I'll take it. Surprised we haven't reached it yet with how many goblins have been around. Shall you keep the keys, even gold keys, for next Friday? Yes, you should keep pretty much all of your keys other than event keys. Well, actually, you should probably, well, actually, no. Event keys should be spent this week. This week is actually a really decent value week to go throw them, mainly because of the new legend and for Princess Fizzbang if you haven't already gotten her mythic. Also a few other goblins that are in there. But this week's pretty decent for throwing down event keys. As far as all of your other keys like gold, glory, gem, and even guild chest and stuff like that, you probably want to save this for next week, for next Friday when Merlantis comes out. If you're on console though, you'd want to throw it, these 3 pretty much like right now, to try to get the new legend. Do keep in mind though, for console, next week your event will be Urskaya Kingdom. So if you do want a new legend, it's a lot cheaper just to do event keys. So never mind, you might just want to do that instead, especially since you guys got a mythic recently. Just spend some of your keys, but mainly just do event keys on next Monday. It'll be a lot better value. Like if you're trying to get the new legend right now on console, it's going to be a little hard because you have to deal with the entire drop pool. But with event keys on Monday for console, you'll the only legend that will be in the event key drop pool for console next Monday will be what's his name? The Legend of Urskaya will be there. King Mikael, I believe his name was. He'll be in the drop pool, so you'd be able to get him very, very easily, as well as a few other troops from the kingdom, of course. Hello, John. Welcome. Hello, Simple. Welcome as well. Hello, Fenty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Oh, can I please explain the redeem on individual troops? You have a few troops that it was offered this week. Has the cost changed? What do you mean redeem? Are you talking about the refund? It's something I didn't really bother making a big deal out of this week. There were two rebalances, the 2 goblins. These 2 got rebalanced. Generally what these things are, if this is what you're referring to, these little down things, this normally indicates that the troop ended up getting nerfed or rebalanced or drastically changed compared to what it previously was. They don't always give it to absolutely every single thing that changed. Generally, just the things that got what could be considered nerfed. But essentially what this does is it gives you back every single one of your resources that you put into it. So for example, this zombie right over here, if we click refund and go and say, due to the recent balance changes for a limited time, you have the, you may elect to recover all souls and trait stones used on the troop. And then if we click refund, it'll just refund it all, and it sends it via mail as it says. And then if we go and check the mail right here, we can see that we then get all of the resources from trading it and leveling it up. You can never undo ascension and stuff like that, or if you ended up crafting it due to the new crafting system, you can't undo that either. But as far as the souls and the trait stones you put into it, you can 100% refund them whenever the troop ends up getting rebalanced like this. And as you can see, these are just all the trait stones, souls, and everything that are associated with actually leveling it and all that. And then if you, it's generally better to over refund and under refund, because as it mentioned, you can only refund for a limited time. So let's say it's like, oh, I actually do want a zombie now that it's kind of working now. You can refund it now, like all these troops if you really wanted to, and then later when you actually feel like you want to use it, it's like, oh yeah, I kind of want to use a zombie now, and then and then you can just go and just put all the resources you just gained and put it right back in. Yeah, I'd say it's much better to over refund than under refund because there's really no downside to refunding at all. It gives you 100% of it back, so it's not like you're ever losing anything. There's only benefits to it. There's no drawbacks. So never feel hesitant really to refund. If you feel like you even remotely want to refund something, refund it. Do keep in mind, though, that you can only ever refund it once, as you can see. So, for example, if we wanted to try to refund a zombie again, I believe it'll say I can't. Or it will say I can. Never mind. Okay, never mind. I thought they put some kind of precaution thing in there. Oops, come on, there we go. Never mind. Yeah, apparently you can keep doing it over and over again. I thought for some reason you weren't able to. That or that's a glitch. I believe in the past you weren't able to multi-refund it because there was a glitch associated with it. I'm not quite sure if they fixed that glitch or not, though. The glitch used to be that if you had any kind of additional leveling on it, like what we have, our extra 5 levels, you could basically get infinite souls by doing this. I believe they have fixed that glitch, though, I would assume. If not, infinite souls still available. I'm pretty sure they fixed that, though, because we're getting slightly less souls there. Or I assume we're getting slightly less souls. But yeah, anyways, that's disenchanting and all that. The reason they're out, the main reason each one of these are out, let's start with Zombie. Zombie now has, one of its traits got replaced with the Undying. I forget exactly what trait that was. I'm really not sure why Zombie's even bothering to be refunded. As far as the Knight, similarly, he ended up getting Undying. I forget exactly what got replaced, but apparently something big enough that they thought it was worth refunding. Same thing happened with Twisted Hero. Definitely refund all 3 of those because they're basically useless troops. Unless you're using them for kingdom leveling, there's really no point. Queen Grapple Pot is up for refund, mainly because she has slightly less damage now. She also has a 3 times boost ratio instead of 4. She started with much higher earlier this week. Princess Fizzbang, got traded, got refunded mainly because her ability got completely nerfed. She now does or instead of end. Before she used to explode all green gems and do a random status effect. Now it's or, so she'll either explode or she'll do the random status effect. Before it was both simultaneously every cast. She also has a 1 lower mana cost. Overall, it is a nerf, obviously, but yeah, still a very strong troop. Lady Sapphira, similarly, she has Undying instead of whatever other trait she used to have. Dwarven Miner, I have not the slightest clue why he's up for refund. He basically got the biggest buff he's ever gotten ever. Actually, yeah, he has been buffed like 2 or 3 different times, surprisingly. But, yeah, I'm not quite sure why he's refunded. His ability is completely different, so I guess that's why. Overall, it is a buff. Crimson Bat's up for refund because he now has Undying, and this one actually was a pretty unfortunate change. He ended up getting replaced with Curse, and Curse had a 25% chance that it would hit HP, allowing it to have a 25% chance to be doing 2 times skull damage from the very first turn. He no longer has that capability, though there are alternatives to be able to do that, though, like Death and stuff like that are available. Do I have a video on how the best way to farm lots of gold? Basically, any video I ever go over best teams or anything like that is generally the quickest teams that can farm gold. Anything that can win PvP super quick is the best gold farming method. The reason you generally don't see me using things that have the capability of gaining gold within a gold farming team is mainly because the gold cap is so ridiculously low that it is not actually worth using a gold farming troop to try to accumulate gold. One other thing to mention is that the, as weird as it may seem, the merchant trait does not actually trigger onto the gold that you get from a PvP win. It only triggers on the actual in-game gold. What I mean by this is, of course, you see on your PvP battle, like let's say you were getting like 1,000 gold, it shows as your reward. This 25% extra gold does not actually increase that value, making it almost useless. If it was to increase that value, that'd be a completely different story. But since it doesn't really give you much of a benefit at all. So right here, we'll go and take the purple right there. We have a pretty nice opening for it. Then again, did we even need that purple? No, we didn't. We actually already had a full Keeper of Souls available that we didn't really need to bother with, but oh well. We'll go and claim our kill right there off the first slot. Probably shouldn't have removed that mana though, because now we're actually a little bit lack of moves. So we'll just go for that. Still, again, lack of moves due to not as much brown on the board. That was completely my fault though. We'll go take the skull off of that. Go for the green. That will replenish the board so we can actually do something with it. Though get rid of greens. Now I have the inverse problem. Now we don't have a apothecary, but hopefully we'll have enough board to be able to work with that it won't matter. So we'll throw down a Shegra first, just to hopefully get a nice little area that we can throw the Keeper and then throw the Keeper itself. And of course that hits through barrier, mainly because it's multiple skull instances, so it does end up hitting through. And, what else do we need? I don't see any good alignment now. I guess we'll just go for a random yellow. We also get skull distracted. Oh, and we get a random skull. Perfect. And as matched, whatever we do at this point is going to be enough to kill it. We can just throw a random little poke on him. And there we go. What do you going to disenchant all extra troops? Oh, I'm never going to disenchant all my extra troops. The reason for this is I'm trying to get 1 million troops. It will be a while before we ever hit 1 million troops, but it is the goal I kind of want to do. Will it be possible? Probably not. We might just have to stop at the goal of like 250,000 or like 500,000. But currently we have 166,439 troops. Surprisingly, I am one of the highest amount of troop totals in the game. There aren't too many people that bother to save all their troops. And the few that do haven't been saving for as long as I don't believe. So, yeah, 166,439. If we check the top 10 people on the leaderboard right now, I don't think they even have that many. We can see real quick. Let's see. Yeah, 21,000, 6,000, 6,000, 25,000. Yeah, you can see most people don't bother saving. There's 21,000, 7,000, 24,000, quite a bit more, but still we have over 100,000 right now. There's Strawn with 49,000, but yeah, I believe we might have one of the highest troop totals in the entire game. I wish there was something on the leaderboard. Oh, I should go see if Leah could actually do that. I'm really curious what the highest troop total leaderboard would actually be. The people with the most amount of troops. I'm pretty sure we might could potentially be top 10, maybe even number 1 in the game. That's really unlikely that we would be number 1. I'm kind of curious though. Let me go check my own guild and see if some of them have been doing it too. Let's see. Let's check like the top 5 highest levels. 92,000. He's almost over 100,000. 63,000. There we go. 165,971. That is right behind us. That is like 500 off of us. Luciano. Yeah, that's about the closest I've seen so far, from what I can tell. It is Luciano right there, with only about 400 or 500 less than what we have as far as troop total. Hello, Y8C. Welcome. Hello, Ripx Stock as well. Welcome, welcome. Show the new mythic and epic weapons available to craft, please. Sure, I can go show them. We're going to be doing videos for them soon, too. First, we need to actually be able to craft them, though, to be able to do the video, and that's going to be several weeks away due to how slowly you just accumulate those resources. But yeah, I can go show them real quick, just so you can see what they do. So into Soulforge we go. They unlock when you get level 9 and 10 in these two things. To be able to see them and all that. But yeah, I can go show them real quick. So the new mythic is this guy. To be able to... Actually, let me go over to weapons first. It'll make more sense order-wise. So, there's... let's see. Well, there's a lot of new weapons. But there's really only 8 noteworthy ones. Or 7, actually. There's these 3. The Dawnstone, the Shattered Blade, and the Broken Guard. All 3 of these are used for the new Dawnbringer. Most of these 3 are pretty irrelevant for the most part. But it is worth mentioning the Dawnbringer. It does cost 1,000,000 souls, and of course, as I mentioned, you do need to have these other 3. So technically 1.3 million souls. But what this thing does is, it's the only mythic weapon currently in the game. It's a triple weapon, or triple color weapon. It deals 22 damage, or deals damage to all enemies, and it can do even more than that. If we were using the correct hero class, it would do 5 more. Boosted by all yellow troops at a 2x boost ratio. So if you were using a triple yellow team, for example, that'd be 6 additional damage on top of that. It then gives all allies barrier, and if there are 13 or more red gems, it gains 2 magic. So yeah, that is a lot of stuff. Not to mention, the amount of traits that you can use with it is quite diverse, since you're using your hero. So you can use any red, blue, or yellow class, or really just any class in general, to try to utilize this weapon. There is quite a bit of potential with that. And then there are 3 other ones. All 3 of these are dual colored. It's the Eye of Xenos, the Heart of Xenos, and the Soul of Xenos, and it's used to get the Mythic of Xenos. The most noteworthy of these 3 is the yellow or purple-yellow one. It deals damage to an enemy, and then it's boosted by souls collected, and then it steals their mana. The main keyword to note there is steal, not drain. Steal means it drains their mana, and you get to claim it. So, for example, if they have 15 or more mana, you just instantly use this ability and got all the mana back from using that ability. So it has quite a bit of potential. It has a 3-to-1 boost ratio as well. Not gigantic. I believe even Warwick has a higher boost ratio than that, if I'm not mistaken. Yes. No. Yes, even he has a higher boost ratio. Ferrishra has a 1-to-1. Warwick has a 2-to-1. This weapon has a 3-to-1. Or I should probably say that in reverse order. 1-to-1, 1-to-2, and 1-to-3. But yeah, you get the point. So Ferrishra is the strongest of them. Warwick is the second best, and then that weapon is technically the weakest, but still is at least like 20 additional damage once you get those higher soul values. So it's still kind of worth it. Or 13 if you only had the 40 base. So still an okay amount of extra damage. Not like absurd, but its value mainly comes from the mana drain that it has. Or the mana steal, I should say. It's basically like a scion, a castable scion essentially, where he normally does his skull. It's basically a castable version of what his skull does. Hello, Beaten. Welcome. Oh, that's funny. You have your profiles in Furnace. Oh yeah, and let me go show the new mythic. Obviously we can't use it yet. That's actually what I'm trying to target down right now. It's the main thing I'm trying to target is Xenos. He costs a lot of resources as well. He requires these 3 weapons. We almost have all of them. We just need this heart, which we'll have on the next purple day. Actually, it might be purple day today. I didn't even double check that earlier. But Xenos, he's a purple, yellow, brown mythic. He's the hardest mythic in the entire game to obtain, or essentially one of the hardest things, just period, to actually obtain. He steals life from an enemy. Again, it says steal. What's noteworthy about this is it's basically true damage. So he does true damage to them, plus he gains that life on top of that. And then he steals half their magic. And noteworthy is Steal, meaning that he will actually gain that magic and reduce it from them. So it has double the effect. And if the enemy dies, he then summons a bunch of undead. He's the second troop in the game, I believe. The first is Sir Gawain, that can summon multiple troops at once, so that's pretty decent. He doesn't automatically do it, he does need to get a kill, but given how much true damage he's going to do after his first cast, that is most likely going to be a kill every single time he casts after his first cast. He also has that new Undying thing, and because of the new Undying thing they did, basically everything he summons, or actually literally everything he summons, has immune to poison, disease, and death mark. All three of which aren't really too useful, other than maybe the death mark immunity, but it is still something that is noteworthy on him. He also gives all allied undead a bunch of stats. Unfortunately, it only triggers on undead, so it's not particularly useful. He has immune to Devour too, and would combined with immune to Death Mark are the 2 instant kills, so he is immune to all instant kills other than the normal ones that nothing has immune to, like Assassinate and stuff like that. Also, Queen Mab and Corvash are craftable right now, by the way, guys. I don't know if any of you have enough jewels for it yet, or if you want to waste it on these. I wouldn't really say waste, but they are decent value. Both of them are absolutely amazing troops. You can even get Queen Mab's Trace Stones this week as well. Corvash is mainly used for Guild Wars to stun and drain. Queen Mab, of course, is used for freezing. She also has decent damage output if they don't have Mana Shield. So they are noteworthy and are decent. The other two are useless, though. And obviously no one has enough to make a Mythic yet. Not a single person has enough for that. Speaking of that, let me go see what the dungeon actually is for today. If it's purple... Hey, it's purple! Nice, it is purple day today. Perfect. You know what that means? Later today we get to... that means I need to go do a video for that. Maybe we'll go do that tomorrow or the following day. So yeah. Or maybe even later tonight if I have time. But then again, then I won't get as much sleep. But yeah, we'll have the 3 weapons of Xenos. So we can do the video this weekend then. So sweet. That'll work out. But yeah, we'll have the 3 weapons of Xenos by tonight. When we do our stream later tonight at 8 PM, we'll have the 3 weapons of Xenos. The only problem is it's going to be another like 2 to 3 weeks, probably more towards 3, before we actually have enough to actually craft them. But as far as the weapon requirement, we'll have all the weapons that are required to craft them. Okay. What do we need to do here? We'll go and throw down a green. If a purple would have dropped, that would have been amazing. Just trying to get our apothecary up, obviously. And then work from there. Not really that good of a board, though. We'll try for a green there. And we do end up getting it. That was pretty lucky. So that does give us a couple options. Oh, and of course to do it on red. It's such a habit of mine to go for red. Because on many other teams that I use, I don't actually use the red. So it's like, yeah, let's just get rid of the red. It's like, no, you kind of need it this time around. I'm not used to actually needing the red. Oh, don't you dare take that purple. Okay, good. He didn't take it in the way that would extra turned. There was an extra turn chance there that he should have taken. Luckily, he's not smart enough to go for it. Good job, AI. Move that over, move that over. See if we can get a nice Keeper of Souls in there. I almost just threw it on red again. I was just about to cast it on red. That would have been a fail. Let's do it on green there. Get a decent amount of damage. Wish we could get that last little bit of mana we need for our Shegra. It doesn't appear like it's going to be happening easily, though, unfortunately. Do we just go for a poke at this point? It's not enough damage to kill. So let's actually not go for it. We'll just go do that. He'll get Skull distracted. And ideally we would have enough damage right now to Skull poke him to death. But that doesn't appear to be happening. So we'll just go for a little bit of Shegra mana and just build from there. He does have a Famine. And I don't believe we'll have any direct way of stopping him from doing that Famine. So I'm just going to take a Skull, let him do his thing. And that will indeed get a kill on our Keeper of Souls. And we kind of needed him for some summoning and stuff like that. That's a little bit unfortunate. Not too big a deal, though. And he doesn't Spirit Fox the right one, which is useful. So we can still keep our first slot. Though the first slot now has lesser attack than our second slot, which is definitely unfortunate. Give it a bit of purple there, but if we can get our cast off, it's going to be perfectly fine. And for some reason, he's aiming at the most weirdest of targets, but I will take it. It is very helpful to us. Move that over, move that over. And we'll just throw down the damage. That'll definitely kill it. No, it won't. Never mind. You have like 0 magic, don't you? Yep, you have literally 0 magic. Well, that would explain why he did almost no damage there. So that's a bit unfortunate. Do we not have an Apothecary cast? Too bad Apothecary didn't cleanse status debuffs. Well, I guess that would be a little bit too overpowered if that was the case. But one more little poke will do it. Down they'll go. No! Why you do this? There we go. Kill it out that way. Hello, Hematorks. Welcome. Also, hello, Pieces Alive. Welcome as well. And hello, Mr. Wilson. A lot of peoples. Yeah, we'll have the redeem code invalid in an hour or so from now. Any of you interested in that? We'll have 2 of them today, as we normally do. 1 victory, 1 defeat. I'll take it. Better than nothing. Actually, just seeing any numbers there, even if it was pure defeat, would be perfectly fine. Mainly because there's really no drawback to actually losing those. As long as you're gaining wins or loses, doesn't matter what they are, you're gaining additional resources from that occurring. It's not that many resources, but it is a nice little amount that can stack over time, that is for sure. Think this is the only live stream you can watch without getting up in the middle of the night. Nice. Yeah, I don't tend to really watch live streams too much. I do on occasion, depending on, generally if I watch live streams, I watch live streams more based on, like when something happens within the game, generally. There isn't too many people I watch on a regular basis. I think there's only one, and even him, it's only if he streams select games, because he streams a pretty wide variety. And that is Tegan right now. We'll probably be streaming with him later too. I ended up talking with him a while back, and I'm pretty sure we're still on for it. When Stardew Valley ends up getting multiplayer, we're probably going to do a multi-stream together. It's going to be the first time I ever really even bother collaborating with anyone on YouTube. He does pretty much what we do, except well, not really. He does, he does a wide variety of games, which is kind of like what we do. But he also does Stardew Valley and a few other things. He's kind of just like a small channel like us that's just kind of chilling, doing what he normally does and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll do that eventually. Pretty much just watch your live stream since everything you say is so helpful. Well, no problem for that. Yeah, I like being able to do informative and guides. This channel did basically just start as just a random guide, and then it kind of just went from there. I never really even intended for this channel to be something that I did for a living when I initially created it, but it is slowly starting to morph into that over time, and in about a year or so, it pretty much just will end up being that. Do I think Gorgolfa, Greenseer, Famine, and Uryali will be good as a yellow team? Unicorn Banner to rush Seer. I feel like it'll have too high of a mana cost to function, particularly against how much drain spam and extra turn spam there is right now. I could see it working though. You would have to rush the Gorgolfa into getting the Greenseer up, into getting a nice Greenseer off onto your Famine, and then that Famine needs to deny them quickly. The problem that's going to have is against things like Spirit Fox and stuff like that, it is not going to be able to function at all. Like Spirit Fox normally disables any pure yellow, but particularly if you're using something like that, it has a really high mana curve that's going to be hard to fill up quickly on your team. You can definitely do it though, because if you're lacking some of the other mainer options, I'd still prefer going with something like a Mercy, Moloch, Famine though. It's just a bit safer having the Moloch because it gets up a lot quicker than a Famine. It's 10 mana quicker than what a Famine will get up. Greenseer is nice for the banner generation. I just feel like putting it into... you just won't be able to put it into anything quick enough. Or I'd assume you wouldn't be able to. We could go try it real quick and see what happens, like if we try doing it against a Goblin team. But I feel like a Goblin team would start destroying us before we'd actually be able to do anything. It's worth a shot though. Gorgolfa, Greenseer. Too bad we can't use Yasmin's Chosen. I think she doesn't actually cover this color. No, she doesn't. So she wouldn't be usable on a yellow day. Uryali, if I could figure out where she is. Can we get her in? How do you spell her name? I actually completely forget how to spell her name. Let me just type in Naga. There she is. And need to get that Famine in there so we can get the drain off. Let's see what we can do with this. Banner, not double yellow. We'd want to go a brown yellow. And see what this does. Okay, oh, in we go. Yeah, we could give the Greenseer a +1 on purple. My intention to do with this team, though, initially, was to just go and rush the Gorgolfa. This is what you would probably do if you were up against not Scion. If you were up against Scion, yes, you would want to focus your you would want to focus on your green seer a lot more than your Gurgulfa, so you would want to put the +1 purple. You might even want to go +2 purple in that kind of case, even though she's the only purple you actually use, just because of how vital it is to get her up. But against things like this, I'd personally feel like going Gurgulfa might be a bit better, as long as it's not Scion and it has no mana drain. Okay, so we'll get rid of yellow, as weird as it may seem, just so we can kind of get things rolling as far as our famine and our extra pokes that we get to do. Let's take a little bit of everything. The main thing that matters is how many greens are on the board, because the more there is, the more we can do this. So it works out pretty nice. He'll just take a skull or whatever. We'll just let him do it. That does have a summon as well, which would be kind of good if we could ever get that. Purple Surge go, perfect. So now we have another one to be able to cast whenever we need. We'll throw the famine on the biggest threat, which is mainly just the damage source right there, and see what we can do from there. So we do have an opening on brown. Get that down. Take every little bit of poke on mana that we could possibly do. What else can we move around? Yellow Surge wouldn't be bad. We can blue into red, though we did not actually use the red. It would also gain a skull too. We can do a blue-red skull. None of that we really need though, so we'll just take the yellow. And again, we'll take the yellow. And then we'll just throw Gurgulfa into whatever. Ooh, that damage is so low. Our HP right now. Goblin teams, though. Okay, so we have everything that we need. Now we just need to keep disabling them. So we'll throw down the famine there, get the kill. Probably should have double-checked to see if that actually would have killed, but luckily it did. We do have a Gurgulfa available, though we don't really have the capability of using him at this current moment in time. We'll throw, or we do, but there just isn't any need to, we should say. Well, throw the skull poke. Please die to poison. Die to poison. I'm not going to bother poking you. Okay, we'll throw the famine down there. And he does finally die to poison. Now now is the perfect time to throw the Gurgulfa. And what else we need? I guess this is a yellow surge would be great. Perfect. Throw the Gurgulfa before he dies, or green seer if it's available. And then throw Gurgulfa. Though the green seer is not available for extra turn, so we'll just throw it. And then we just throw Yali into a poke. 1 HP, you got this. It's hanging on so desperately. 1 single HP, that's all it needs, though it's gonna die to the explosion. Unless we can get a mana drain. Yeah, we can. So we'll go throw that down. So there's the mana drain that we'll need. And that's match. Oh, there we go, we lived, but yeah, I guess it could work. Oh, thank you, Candy. Yes, we did end up hitting 6,000 subscribers a few days ago. Thank you, everyone. All your continued support is definitely very, very appreciated and has been helping out a lot in growing the channel and me to be able to actually make a living off of doing this. It really helps out a lot. But yeah, thank you, everyone. Yeah, we ended up starting the new Let's Play series. The original thing I was going to do for the 6,000 subscriber special was to show the new mythic of Xenos, because we've been putting some money towards that to be able to speed it up. I think over in total I'm going to be putting like $30 into it, just so I can have it before everyone else has it, so I can see if it's actually worth having. The answer to that is probably no, but we are going to be messing around with it, and then people can see for themselves if they do or do not actually want to craft it or not. But I did want to make sure I got it a little bit before everyone else, which is one of the reasons why we're putting money in towards it. But yeah, well, that was originally what I was going to do for it, but we hit 6,000 subscribers way before we even got close to doing that. We're still like 3 weeks away from being able to get that guy. I was considering a Hellcat, Alchemist, Sakima loop for PvP. Yes, pretty much anything Alchemist, Hellcat loop for PvP is pretty solid. We can go make that team that you just mentioned. Let's see. We can go with a, let's see, Alchemist, Hellcats. I won't put a mythic in it because I don't know if you actually have a mythic. Sakima, and let's see, something you would have. I want to put Ketris into this team so badly right now. Inferno King won't work because we already have a Hellcat. Could do a Mercy just so we can get the Hellcat filled real quick. It would also give our Sakima some options. So we'll just put a Mercy into it. And we'll put that back a slot just so it's a little bit safer. And banner we set as a double yellow. The reason for this is Alchemist already has a +1 on red, and this double yellow will make sure that the Hellcat will get up in a 5 times, making it really easy to get him to full mana pretty much from the very first turn. So we'll throw this down and see what we can do against a Goblin Infinite Loop. Did you already use low-level account? No, we're still going to be doing that later this stream. We'll probably be doing that in the next... actually, probably right after we give the redeem code, the first redeem code, we'll probably switch over to the other account most likely. But yeah, we haven't done anything on that. The main thing we need to go do on that is Arena, mainly because since it's a new account, it has basically no resources. And what Arena will do for us is give us glory keys, and it will also give us souls. The soul is the main thing we actually need, because we have basically level 1 on all of our troops right now. Also, can you let us get 1 turn in so we can win? Well, there goes our loop. Well, there goes our hopes and dreams of winning. Well then, that happens. I think this battle's already over, in that we just lost to the Infinite Loop. Yeah, I think we just retreat at this point. 0 attack, and everything's just, no. Let's try this again. That would be a bad example of that team. Let's do it against Wisp Infinite Loop. Why so many Infinite Loop teams? They're everywhere. Okay. You're almost forced to have to use Queen Mab in every team these days. That or some kind of freeze option. Okay, do we have Mercy? I don't think we do. Do we have Alchemist? Because that could give us Mercy. Yes, we do. So hopefully that will give us Mercy alignment somewheres. And it does, indeed. Though we don't actually need it immediately, which is nice. Blue is what we cast on. What's your convert again? It's something to yellow. Brown to yellow. That we do not have available, but we can just go Mercy right here. See if we can get a board going. There we go, perfect. Oh, I would target that on first slot if we had it available. Unfortunately, it's not possible. So, oh, come on, 1 damage off. I should have calculated it out. Fail. That's always annoying when you're 1 off. There we go. At least Hellcat did clean up. Hellcat's generally really good for the cleanup like that. So I'll throw a Mercy right there for the mana and just to get our little bit of better board. Brown to yellow will not land. Blue to skull also will not land. At least for an extra turn it won't. So we'll just go and throw an Alchemist or a Hellcat to try to replenish the board here. I don't really want to have to deny this blue, but we'll do it just to get some kind of alignment going. And do we have brown to yellow now? That was kind of the whole point in casting what we just did. So ideally we would end up having it, and there we go, now we do. So we'll go throw that down, get our little poke, that should get the kill poke, and then the final poke, and then all the pokes. Throw down all the pokes until they go down. But there we go, yeah. Yeah, it works out decently, running a Alchemist Hellcat Sakima team. Not the best thing of things out there, but it's relatively cheap other than the Sakima itself. Actually, I shouldn't say that, never mind. This team actually is about mid-range, maybe a little bit above mid-range. Alchemist is cheap. Hellcat is... you don't need any traits. Getting the card itself is a little bit annoying, though. Similar with Mercy, getting the card itself could be a little bit annoying. On top of that, it does need to be fully traded, which is quite expensive given that it is an epic. It's generally only used later in the game because most of what it synergizes with are late-game troops. Though this is kind of like a mid-game kind of troop that it does synergize with. It's one of the few instances where you don't use it with like a legend or a mythic. And of course Sakima is the hardest one to actually get, and particularly to trait as well. Not much harder to trait than an epic, but still it has I think a 4 higher arcane and just a few other little things here and there that is slightly higher than a normal legendary troop cost. Okay, Mercy we don't really have anything to throw on. Hellcat we don't have anything to throw on. So I guess we just poke for Alchemist, so we don't even have that either. Oh yeah we do, we could take the blue instead of brown. Almost didn't see that. He just froze us, which means we're probably going to have to waste a Mercy just to make sure we can actually do something. The only problem here is I'm afraid that he's going to do something good. Let's see. He managed to not do anything good. Wow. He didn't even touch the board. That was really lucky on our part. Like, excessively lucky. I'll take it. You know what? Let's throw this on yellow. As weird as that might seem. The main reason for this is I want to be able to use all this red to accumulate more magic on our Sakima. That's the whole reason why I just did that. Ideally, we'd have a skull alignment here as well. That'd be really, really nice if we could actually get that. Nope, it's working towards it. It's not all the way there yet, though. And, yeah, we'll go throw that down. Anything else we can kind of get around? Alchemist, maybe. Mercy, doesn't look like it. Throw that. Move that one up. Come on, alignment. You can do it. Too bad we don't have Shegra or something right now. Can't even do it over there still. Gets a lot of value, it just doesn't get us the extra turn that we need. And we don't have a Hellcat right now either. Nor do we have Mercy alignment. You know what? I might just throw it still. Just to get rid of his blues, if nothing else. So that's definitely going to be enough damage. We'll go throw this on something like Queen Mab, because that's going to be the most annoying thing to have to deal with. Oh wait, it didn't actually die. Luckily we still have the opening, I believe. Let me see. Yeah, we can do it on green right here. And then we can just go from there. We do not have alignment for the schema. So we'll just go and get rid of that. Get a little bit more damage for her for when she does do her cast. Still no alignment. Always annoying when you don't get alignment on those converters. And Mercy doesn't have anything either, though that was kind of my fault for denying Alice mana. So yeah, that was kind of my fault. Anyways, we'll go do this on red just to clear off the board, just so we can get a bunch of skulls right there. What else? What else? Do we still not have any Sakimas? Well, it would help if I stopped denying every color that we kind of need. That would be helpful, though sometimes we don't have the option, so I kind of have to. Don't really have a choice in some of these. Like right here, I got to get rid of purple, even though we use purple for quite a few things on our team. As far as like converting and stuff. So that will give us another Alchemist that we can cast. Oh, never mind. We can actually do a Sakima value right here, so we'll go for that. Get the poke right there. And wish you had a higher attack, would be useful. But let's see, that armored's actually doing work right there, making sure we don't really kill it. Being a little bit annoying. But we'll just go for the poke. Another poke. Sakima is enough. And as match. Actually, the damage itself was enough. We didn't even need the skull afterwards. Where you can get the Wisp, lose so often against it. Wisp is a random drop. The only way you can really get it is completely random as this current moment in time. You can get it on Silverglade events during event keys, but the event only comes like once every like 6 months, like twice a year or so. The way that they do chests is a little bit annoying in that regard, but yeah, it's going to be a long time before that comes around. So the easiest way you really have is to open up Glory or Gem Keys and just hope you randomly get it at some point. It's a completely random drop from both the chests, but you would eventually get it. One other thing that you technically could do, though it's not particularly good value, but it is a possibility if you truly wanted to do it with your excess, if you don't tend to really do the weapons or anything. You can do red and purple summoning stones. Both of these basically count as a gem key for that specific color. And while neither of these would guarantee you the chance of getting it, both of them do have the chance of dropping you the Wisp, so do keep that in mind. So those are both options that if you wanted to. And today is actually a purple day, so you could actually do that with that as well if you truly wanted to. You could end up getting, I think, 2 of them, if I'm not mistaken, or 1 of them, however many that amount of gems can use. Yeah, 2 of them, because you would get 50 right there, and then another 50 over there. So you would be able to do 2 of them if you wanted to. But that would be a very low chance that you would particularly drop that. You would have a chance of every single ultra rare in the game that happens to be purple, which is like 10, 20 troops. Or actually, you would have the chance of getting epics and legendaries too, so it would be even lower chance than that. So it's probably only like a 3 to 4, maybe 5 at best % chance that you would even end up getting it from it. Hello, Nelson. Welcome. ssaszix might be better than Mercy because he gains a magic every ally cast, buffing Sakima's damage. Wait, ssaszix can't be looped though. You can only cast ssaszix once. Once you cast his ability, he can never cast it again. There's also a glitch right now that if you use multiple ssaszix or anything that has that kind of ability, it will allow you to cast all of them. Generally, you're only allowed to cast 1. So for example, if you put Great Maul into your team, what's supposed to happen if you have 2 of them in your team is when one Great Maul casts, the other Great Maul can't cast. But the current state of the game, due to a glitch, or maybe they just changed it mechanic-wise, not sure, I'm pretty sure it's a glitch, is now whenever you cast something that has a single cast ability. Each individual one on your team can cast it. So you can go triple Great Maul with like a Mercy right now. It's pretty funny. We were messing around with it earlier and it ended up working pretty well. Oh, see you, Hemming. Or I have no clue how to say that. Hemator. Let's go with that. See ya. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. See you later. He's a one-time save in case of a bad alignment. Yeah, he could work for that purpose because he can do a pretty gigantic burst of mana. I have seen some people starting to use him for that purpose now that Infinite Loop is starting to come into the game, because he's a pretty good recovery just to come back when you're not really working that well, or the board or anything like that. Where is ssaszix? Wait, am I spelling his name wrong? Oh, it's ssaszix, not ssaszix. ssaszix, there we go. But yeah, let's go make a team out of him real quick. Might as well. Let's see. What can we really build that utilizes him pretty well? I could go with Tesla team. If I can type Tesla, that is. Type an L. Tesla. Let's go Tesla. Let's go like, you know what we could do? We could go double gate and then fill it up that way. No, that would be a little weird. I could go honor and then go brown blue spam. So let's go with that. Let's go with an honor. Get that in there. Get a... You know what? We could go double honor, feed him into that, throw those on blue, and then go from there and see if that will work. And throw this onto a double brown. Initially, we'll go for whatever mana we need for ssaszix, and then we throw it into the Tesla. Then we just go crazy with that and see what happens. Okay, let's see what we can do with this. ssaszix and 3 times Great Mauls. It would work better just doing Mercy with 3 times Great Mauls, because you can do it from the very first turn. It would take too long to bother getting ssaszix into 18 mana, since you wouldn't have a secondary mana generator on the team. At least on like a team like this, for example, we have the we have a capability of using Honor as a mana generator. Even though he's not generally used as a designated mana generator, he is a possibility. Otherwise, as you can see, we're on like turn 4 right now, or 5. It takes a little while otherwise to be able to get it up. So right here, we'll just throw it on brown, give ourselves a pretty gigantic Honor, and then start throwing it onto blue until we get a Tesla. And now we pretty much just keep doing this until we get a kill. Let's see. Please don't cast anything annoying. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop. Why? How? And let's see. Come on, extra turns. Where are you? Keep getting that buff. I think we can still go for the one shot. It's not as likely. No, it wasn't enough. I should have just double casted it. We're probably just gonna have to stick with double casting if we were to do something like this. Oh well, it was worth a shot. Okay. Can you stop going so crazy? We still have enough damage to clean him up, but we need that last little bit of mana. We'll let him do his pokes and stuff. Oh, now we have to deal with that thing as well. It's gonna be annoying. Let's throw it on red now. There's a lot more red on the board. There we go. And as long as the board is clear, we can throw the Tesla. And a double revive, because he has 2 of those guys at 100% revive. Skull I don't really need. Let's just give him red. He doesn't have to use it anymore. We'll do that. Type this onto blue or red. Actually, it looks like more blue. So we'll cast that down. And that's enough for cleanup, or should be. There we go. Whoa, 4 wins, 1 lose. Not quite sure how that happened, but I'll take it. Wow. 4 loses out of nowhere. We're still using the standard team. I haven't really been trying too much with the defense AI. I think we've waited about long enough that most people are using a custom AI, so it's almost about time to start gathering data and stuff for that. But as far as the current system, I haven't really noticed too big of a change with this. It helps a little bit. Doesn't seem to make too big of a deal though. But yeah, it's interesting. I do like having these sliders. It definitely adds a new diversity to actually defending, and makes it slightly higher win rate. If I'm not mistaken, I should be at about a 50% right now. Oh no, it's actually a little bit below 50%. But there are people that, whoa, what on earth is he using that he has so high of a thing? Oh, no wonder why. He's using pure goblins. Is pure goblins still that powerful, or did he rack up most, or she rack up most of that when goblins were meta? I think most of these people might have done that earlier. Yeah, most of these people probably ended up getting that when they were still meta. They still kind of are, but they're a lot weaker than they were like 2 days ago. There's pretty much what we're using, even though it has a higher win rate, surprisingly. I guess Spirit Fox is doing that much better work. But yeah, everyone who has a high win rate right now appears to either be using Drain Spam, which is the obvious one, or they're using the All-Goblin team, which, of course, based on the thing. That or with a Queen map, of course. So, hey, maybe we should go switch our defense to that. Ratio-wise, we're still doing about the same. It's slightly higher on the win rate. But there's a lot of factors. Oh, so I keep clicking the same people over again because I'm not scrolling down far enough. But yeah, it's mainly the Goblin teams that are running rampant. No wonder why they nerfed them. Let's try this again. That was actually kind of fun, messing with that. Let's try doing it with a double cast this time around, which should actually work better. Also, if there's any other teams you guys want me to do or anything like that, feel free to leave them in chat now, because we are going to be switching to the other account very soon. And when we do, that account has, like, literally nothing. So we will not actually be able to do team videos then. Not sure if we're going to come back to this account, our main account, after it. We definitely will next stream once we come back, but as far as the rest of the stream, after that, we're probably mainly just going to be doing the other account, because I need to get it built up so we can go do more videos on it. I can't really do more videos on it if I don't have more progress on the actual account, so we'll go mess around with that. So, right here, I think I'm just going to throw a blank Tesla, just to get the initial damage down, so that one more Tesla will be enough to win it. So I'll throw down the brown. Now we will have the opportunity of brown bluing, and we'll go from there. So we did miss the extra turn, unfortunately, and there's quite a bit of potential on the board for him to take, and he will indeed take it all and explode and never end his turn. We could lose right here. It is definitely possible. Well then. Will it end its turn? Well then. Well, I'll do that on red. That didn't quite do much for us. We can go get a full Tesla, but will that be enough? Probably not. Go, Tesla, go! Yeah, not even remotely close. It's over. Those goblins, though. They're vicious. Might need to start bringing out the Queen Mabs and the Justice teams. Even though this isn't actually that, but gotta start bringing out those Justice teams against them. Only really easy way to be able to hit through that. You've been using the Deep Bore with Apothecary and 2x King Highforge. That could end up working pretty decently, because you get the boost ratio off the Apothecary as well, which is kind of nice. You can even go Apothecary triple King Highforge if you truly wanted to. I'm not quite sure if you have a third. I don't even know if I have a third. I should. I don't think I ascended it, but I believe I do have a third copy of it. I think that was actually one of the reasons why I didn't ascend it, was because of that. Goblins create the need for 16 times speed. Well, it's a lot better than before when Infinite Loop used to go. Before, when you had a one-time speed and you had to deal with Infinite Loop, you could sit there for about a minute, minute and a half just staring at a screen destroying you. And before, you weren't even able to leave on the enemy turn. Let me see if I can go show it real quick if you don't accidentally win. Okay, good, I didn't accidentally win. But you can see it's his turn right now. We can actually retreat during his turn. In the past, you weren't actually able to retreat during the enemy turn. So that combined with one-time speed basically made it so you would occasionally have a minute-long staring contest looking at the enemy destroying you. They did fix both the things, though, because now you can retreat during the enemy turn, and of course there's 4x speed. So that's not really an issue anymore, but that used to be a pretty big issue, because it wasted a lot of time, but luckily we don't have to deal with that anymore. Anyways, that's Justice team. Pretty standard team. It's been used a lot. Console knows it quite well. It also is slightly stronger on PC Mobile right now, though there's so many other things that are strong right now that it doesn't really get used. But it's a pretty nice standard kind of team. The best team out there, I wouldn't quite say that. But if they're using something like a goblin team, it probably is your best bet for actually countering out a goblin team for in the purpose of PvP anyways. You can still lose to them. Basically anything can lose to Infinite Loop Goblin. It just depends if they want to go crazy or not. But assuming they don't go absolutely insane, this is normally a pretty easy way to manage and deal with them. Really, really bad start at the moment though, which is unfortunate. See if we can get a Skull Distract. I need to build up my mana. There we go. Red Surge go. Perfect. So we'll go see if we can get a Valkyrie down and get our team rolling from there. We have brown, that gives a lot of mana, not much more beyond there. Red, similarly, mana, not much else. Green, again, mana, not much else. Every single cast we have is mana and nothing else. So we'll go just move that over. See if we can get a nice little poke right here on something. Maybe just purples, I guess. Though if that misses, that'd be awful because it would give him Scion. Probably shouldn't have actually done that on purple, but oh well. Speaking of purple, maybe I'll go deny them then. You know what? We don't need brown, so we'll get rid of brown then. That gives us an okay board. We'll throw that at skulls. Just to start poking him down, and he does indeed go down. Get a nice Queen Mab out for free, just a little bit of damage so we can chip them down. Keep chipping them down, and that should be match. Nope, we didn't get to infinitely loop it. But we can go for a poke right there, and one more poke will end it. And there we go, one more poke. And down it goes. You don't even need to use Kraken, by the way, if you don't happen to have it. There are plenty of options that you can use. You can use Sea Troll, and you can use almost any troop in the game as long as it's not really blocking anything. Some people run it with Corvash as well. I personally prefer Kraken or Sea Troll, but Corvash is generally used because the way that traits work in Gems of War is they work from the top down. So if you have a Corvash in front of your Queen Mab, you can actually freeze something that has immune to freeze if you get the stun off first. Let me see if I can find an example of that. Well, let's say if they have a Queen Mab, for example. She has Insulated, which gives her immune to freeze. If you have a Corvash in your first slot, if you stun and freeze it simultaneously, and your Corvash is in front of your Queen Mab, it will be frozen, because it works in order from top to bottom. So if you have a Corvash in first slot, if you happen to be using that, it's not a Kraken obviously, but if you're using Corvash, it will trigger its trait before anything else on your team. So it'll trigger the stun, and then if you get the freeze afterwards, it will then freeze the enemy team on top of the stun, even though it has immune to freeze. Even though it still had immune to freeze at the same turn, since it triggers it by top to bottom order, it will still end up freezing the troops. So it's kind of a nice little mechanic. It's kind of like the whole reason why Corvash has leadership in the first place is mainly because they're aware that that happens. And instead of like tweaking the game or doing anything that might kind of change it, they instead gave it leadership, making it so people will always pretty much put Corvash in front of their Queen Mab. How do you think... how do I think why they don't implement hotkeys? I actually do not know why they don't have hotkeys on the PC version. I believe one of the reasons might be because it would only be applicable to the PC version. No other version of the game would be able to utilize this. But technically, console already has hotkeys. And in a way, PC has hotkeys too, though you have to use a controller for those hotkeys to be enabled, which is weird. But yeah, they definitely need to add just keyboard-related hotkeys to the game. That would be very, very useful. The only thing that you can even do that's even remotely hotkeyed is... scrolling and escape button. Those are the only two things in the entire game that are hotkeyed in a way. Everything else is just click, click, click. But yeah, they definitely could add hotkeys like QWER for the casting and stuff like that and make everything rebindable. But I would absolutely love that if it was, if they changed it so all we had to do, like if we wanted to cast one of these, is let's say we wanted to cast our Valkyrie, we would just type in W. And then if we wanted to confirm the cast, we would type in W again. And then boom, there we go. I would absolutely love if they implemented like those little hotkey shortcuts. Like right now, if we just click like W and then W again, boom, boom, and then we'd be already on the cast, ready to click right there. That would be absolutely perfect. Will they ever do that? I do not know. If they do end up doing that, I believe one of the reasons they might not is it would make it a lot quicker to play on PV. It would make it a lot quicker to play on PC than it would be on mobile. Mainly because the hotkeys would make it super, super, super quick to input functions into the game. So that might be one of the reasons why. But then again, you can do the kind of the same thing with controller in a way. If you had one of those like smarter controllers that are now starting to have those little like mouse pads on it, you'd be able to control it pretty much just as quick on a controller than you would. So I don't know. I wish they would add hotkeys. I would absolutely love it. The game has been needing it for a while. But yeah, if there's any reason why they're not doing it, I believe it's because it would slightly disadvantage mobile very slightly. Hello, good morning, Elizabeth. Welcome. Yes, console has hotkeys. You can use controller and PC version. Yes, you can actually use a controller and PC version. I'm not quite sure how good the controller compatibility is for the game, but it does have controller compatibility. It was something they ended up adding when the Unity version went live several patches ago. How well it works, I am not aware, but it's pretty much the same way that the console works. If you use any kind of controller, it should pretty much be the same experience for the most part. The game would pretty much just look like the console version if you end up using a controller on it. It has all the same hotkeys and everything like that as you would if you were playing on PS4 or the Xbox One. Okay, well, we'll go move that up. And after this battle, I'll probably give out the redeem code and then switch over to the other account. Before I do, though, I need to go get a fresh water. I am pretty much drank all of my water. I have like one little inch left. That's something else I need to go do, too. I need to make sure I stock up on water in case the hurricane does hit too hard. The hurricane is pretty much just going to be missing my area, but, you know, storm-wise, and you never know. It could switch at any moment. So it's good to have some backup supplies, just in case. I think I only have like one case of water, and I drink through like 3, 4, 5 bottles a day. There we go. Oh, no more water. Anyways, where were we? Take the red. Throw down a one shorter Queen Mab again. The same thing happened in the previous battle. Really annoying. Okay. One short again. Come on, Queen Mab. Exactly 13. I'll take it. Throw it down on skulls. Nice, nice. We did lose a troop, but it's not too important. It's only a Kraken. Kraken is not vital to this team at all. The core of the team is just Valkyrie, Justice, Queen Mab. You can also use Valkyrie, Justice in any multi-freezer. You can use something like a Ice Golem or Borealis if you don't have a fully traded Queen Mab. Fully traded Queen Mab is definitely by far, by a mile and a half, the best thing to use in this last slot on this team. But it's not the only option. It's just the best of all the options. Okay, where to move? I guess we take the purple, get another Queen Mab off. It's not really going to do much, though. And we're one short again. What is with this? Every single time we're like one short. That time we're a lot short, though. And that's enough just to kill it off of 123 damage skulls. I'll take it. Who left the guild midweek? I actually did not catch who ended up leaving it. I believe it was one of the newer people, if I was not mistaken. I actually didn't even catch it. But yeah, we do have one slot available if anyone wants to join the guild. Our requirements are as follows. It's 1 million gold, 500 trophies, 1,500 seals, all 30 Guild War battles, and level 3 Guild Sentinels are our current requirements. And if you do slightly below that, that's fine, like the 1 mil gold, 500 trophies. It's something that we're trying to kind of get as a minimum, though it's not like the most important thing. The main important thing is, can you do Guild Wars decently in Bracket 1 is the highest priority for whenever I recruit anyone. If you can do that, then that's like the main thing we really need. Generally, anyone who can do that plays enough anyways, that's going to be fine. Let's see. But yeah, there is a possibility we could fall off the leaderboard again for Bracket 1 because we're missing a person right now. Also, I believe Papera, again, is not around. Though as long as he gets his battles done by the end of the month, end of the week, it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, don't devour. Good. Don't devour. Good. Wow, we actually got pretty lucky there. A double cast did not devour us. He's using that other loop team. I haven't been seeing this for a while because a lot of people have been running like Goblin Spam and all that. But yeah, he's using the other kind of loop team that a lot of people like to use, which is the the Forest Troll with the triple Kraken. You can get pretty lucky with devouring out your whole team. What should have happened there if he got lucky was a double devour and then we just lose. Luckily he did not get that, which does give us the capability of winning this battle. If he would have devoured both of those, or even just one of those, would have been quite devastating, particularly both. At that point, it's pretty much just a loss. What do we do here? I guess we take the purple instead, just so the mana leaks into the queen map. Not really that important, but a little bit of extra definitely helps. And we do get the Devour. Wow, we actually got luckier than him this time. I'll take it. And down he goes. Hello, Elizabeth. Welcome. But yeah, if anyone has any questions, any teams you want me to go over, let me know. We'll definitely make sure to do so. What do you consider to be the minimum daily score in Guild Wars for you? I don't really have a minimum daily score. I don't ever kick anyone unless they're like below 20,000 or very close to like the 20,000 mark for the entire week. Generally, I'd prefer anyone who can do over 30,000, and ideally, I'd prefer people who can do over 40,000, though that's not really a requirement. The only time I really start kicking people is if they're starting to hit around like 20,000, or especially if they're under 20,000. That you can do in like 3 days. You can hit over 20,000, so anything below that's starting to get like way too low to stay in the guild. But yeah, generally I'm really hesitant to ever kick anyone deliberately because of Guild Wars, because some people might just have a bad week or something like that. But yeah, and this is like under 20,000 or so. But yeah, 30,000 plus, if you can do 30,000 plus in bracket 1, I'm perfectly fine with accepting people like that. How do you know how many colors of a gem is on a board so fast? Oh, you can just look at their thing. It tells you on the side. When you have full mana on a troop, it tells you on the side if they're associated with a color. So for example, let me go get a troop up that uses a color and I can go show you. Pretty much everyone on this team uses blue. So basically any of them that come up will show us how many blue are on the board. So like for example, if we go and get Valkyrie up right now, you can see over to the side, it shows you how many blues are on the board. The reason for this is because she converts blue. This unfortunately does not work for things that do multicolor. Like for example, if they can choose any color, it doesn't show you every color. I wish this screen just showed every single color on here. Like instead of just showing blue, I wish it just showed all 7, all 6 colors and skulls. It doesn't do that though, it only shows the one applicable to the actual cast. So for example, we weren't able to see how many skulls were on the board or anything like that, but it did show us the blue. That's how I can tell so quickly how many are on the board. Most troops have the capability of doing that for whatever color they're currently showing. And whatever troops don't do that is basically just a glitch or they forgot to code it. One of the two. What to do here? Need to get Valkyrie up. I guess we'll just go and try getting Justice. We need to get Valkyrie. Let's go for a completely different troop that's not even Valkyrie. Seems about right. We can do brown into green. Not really that worth it though. Unless we happen to extra turn it, but I'm not going to risk it. Would we have gotten it though? I'm kind of curious. Nope, we wouldn't have gotten it. So good thing I didn't go for it earlier. And we'll throw another Justice. Oh, should have went for the purple first. Oh, it's still there, actually. Wow, he ended up getting it. That's kind of surprising that it survived a cast like that. And now all we need is one little poke, and that'll be enough. There we go. One little poke. Oh, never mind. I already answered that. What Explorer now is so much faster with controller? Oh, yeah, the Explorer. Oh, yeah, I would assume it would be, because you can just hotkey all of it. Particularly things that automatically cast. I don't think it's too much slower to click on Explore, though. Like, for example, I actually don't know what traits I even need right now. Let's just assume we need some red. Let's go with that. But if we go Explore, it is slightly slower having to manually click it, but it's still so quick that it doesn't really matter. So we'll go down to normal just so it goes, so they die as quickly as possible. Crimson Bat team, generally Crimson Bat is run with a Valkyrie. If you're going a non-Valkyrie team, though, what you would normally run it with is a Soothsayer, Herdmaster, Soothsayer, Crimson Bat combo. It's one that I really like to end up using, mainly because it has the, or I don't really like using it, but earlier on in the game, like if my Let's Play account was to get a Crimson Bat, this is something I would be running with it. I don't run it this late in the game, mainly because of, it's only really good if you can double cast kill the enemy team. And generally, this team is currently not able to do that this late in the game. Maybe in the future, when more magic is added to the game, it might be able to. But yeah, it's just this team. You run it off a red-blue banner. You only need Soothsayer to be fully traded. Everything else doesn't need any traits. Technically, you don't need fully traded Soothsayer, but it does go decently quicker doing so. So I definitely advise it. So as you can see on the starting board, we'll just take all the manas. See if we can get any good Soothsayers. You don't normally want to take too much time on deciding where the Soothsayers go. You used to in the past, but these days with how the speed has been modified in the game, it's not really worth taking the time to figure out where the absolute best Soothsayer is. There's a Mercy kind of getting in our way. One kind of nice thing about this team, though, is it does have the Herdmaster to counter out the Mercy. So even if a Mercy happens to get rid of all of your purple, you have the capability of then exploding everything on the board. So we'll go for another cast. As I said there, that's kind of the problem that this team currently has, at least later in the game, is you're not able to get the that quicker kill off. It takes like 3-4 casts to be able to kill out the enemy team. Earlier on in the game, where it only takes 2 casts, this team is very, very, very quick, and possibly one of the strongest teams you can even use in early game. It's really, really nice. If we can just get one more skull, that'd be great. That or get him mana. Well, unfortunately, I wish a Herdmaster. There we go, perfect. Herdmaster. Herdmaster, of course, has cleanse as well on all allies, so it's pretty useful to be able to clear off any negative status effects that might be on you. And then we'll just wipe them out with a Crimson Backcast. But yeah, it's a pretty cheap, efficient team that works out pretty nice. It needs barely any traits. It only needs fully traded Soothsayer, and it's a rare, so it's really easy to get up. Herdmaster, you don't need any traits, though it is beneficial to have it fully traded, mainly because it has Air Link. It's not required, though, by any means. It's only a rare and an ultra rare, and then the only hard part is to have a Crimson Bat. You don't need any traits on it. 0 traits on Crimson Bat, and fully traded has basically no difference when it's used in the last slot, especially now that it no longer has Curse trait. So it's pretty much the exact same troop regardless. So it's kind of nice. Level 150, you would easily be able to do that team and crush pretty much everything in sight, except some 3 trophies. But for the most part, it would be perfectly fine. Hello, Ember, welcome. What level should you try to get all kingdoms for the maximum efficiency? Thanks. What level should I try to get all level kingdoms? Do you mean like what leveling? As far as obtaining all the kingdoms, you should try doing that as quickly as possible. Ideally, you would have this as soon as you hit level 30, but getting it definitely by level 40 or 50 is advised. As far as leveling all the kingdoms, I would say you'd want to try having all of them leveled to 3 by about level 50 or 60-ish. And I'd say you'd want to have them all leveled to 10 by around 150, 200 at the absolute latest. You'd want to have every single kingdom at level 10. Doing it any later than that, or if you're like a higher level than that, and you don't happen to have every kingdom at level 10, you're going to notice a quite substantial stat difference between the troops that you're using compared to other people around you. So it is generally good by level 150, or as early as possible, really, to get them all to level 10. I don't really think it's that possible to get it by level 100. I know when I was doing my other Let's Play account, it was a little bit off by level 100. You would have to do a lot of treasure hunt to be able to do it by then. But I would say doing it by level 150 is decently competent, and is about the range where you would naturally just hit to that point. So yeah, I'd say around level 150 would be a good point. So if you're already level 150, like you say, and you don't happen to have them all up, some ways they can kind of get around this is just play more PvP, or if you find that's a little bit too hard at the moment, due to that, treasure hunting for your gold would probably be your best way, since it doesn't give any EXP, and it would allow your account to grow without actually leveling you and making you go to harder battles. Anyways, let me go get a drink real quick. I just finished the last water that's near me. So let me go get a water, something to drink, maybe something to munch on real quick for the stream. I actually haven't ate anything yet today. And then I'll be right back with the redeem code, and we'll probably, if you still have any other questions, we'll answer them then. And then we'll go and move over to our other account and start doing arena and other stuff. It's like level 14 right now, and we need to progress it quite a bit in order to do the next video and the future videos like Soulforge and stuff like that. So anyways, I'll be back. 1 second. And we're back, kind of. And now we're back. Okay, anyways, where were we? I got the croutons. Yeah, I munch on them. You probably green screen like crazy. But we got croutons. I eat them like chips, because why not? I pretty much always have them in the house because of how many salads I eat. So when I get munchy, I just eat them with no salad. Okay, anyways. Hard to chew them quickly. Can't talk while chewing. Let me go through chat that I might have missed while I was gone for the minute or two. Best way to farm gold? Best way to farm gold is PvP. If you're too high of a level and you need to catch up, the best way to farm gold is treasure hunt. One of the two. PvP is better than arena by a mile. Oh yeah, if you wanted gold, PvP is the absolute best way. But it levels you. So if you wanted no leveling, treasure hunt would be the best way. Any new players on PC Mobile looking for a guild? Oh yeah, you end up making a new guild. Oh, did you name it Disciples of Tacit? That's pretty funny. Very nice, ODX. Make a loop team, hit PvP. If you are weak, fights may take longer. But, oh yeah, making a loop team on a newer account definitely is pretty helpful. Alchemist Hellcat with a, let's see, Alchemist Hellcat with a Goblin Rocket or two ends up working pretty well. The other team that works pretty well with that is Double Wisp. Though Double Wisp does require being fully traded, which is a bit harder to do. Let's see, what would be a good map collecting team? Oh, I have a video on that I've done. Let me go actually get that video. It's Double Tyree. It's Giant Spider Green Seer Double Tyree. Let me go link that video real quick. Let me see. 1 second. Let me go get that video. It explains it in like full detail more than I'll be able to do it right now. Let me see if I can get it real quick. Let me see if I can find the updated one too. I did make an updated version of that video. Let me see. If I just type in map, it should come up. Let me see. Map. Gotta find that map. See if I can find the updated one. Oh no, why did Stardew Valley come up? No! Stardew Valley, you're blocking my videos. Seriously, no. I found the old map video. I think the old map video is still applicable enough that it won't matter. Let's see. Farm treasure maps. Let me see if I type that. Farm treasure map. Hopefully that will bring it up. I'm trying to find the updated version. I found the older version. I might just have to post the older version. I guess it doesn't really matter too much. It's still the same teams. It's just the way I explain it is slightly different. Let's see. There it is. Did someone else already post it in chat? Some people always beat me. Oops, that loud intro. My intros are so much louder in the past than what they used to be now. There we go. There's the link. But yeah, basically just Green Seer Giant Spider double Tyree is the easiest way to go about map farming. There are some more budget version ones as well. I think I mentioned like 1 or 2 other ones in that video. Generally, if I go for budget ones, I forget what I mentioned in that video. I believe it's the same one I normally use. The meta for map farming hasn't really changed since Tyree became Tyree with what she does. But I believe the budget version is Dryad, Goblin Shaman, Dryad, Tyree with a frozen banner is the budget version of the team. Also pink text. All the weird color text. Let's see. Currently, your mythic needs like 3 months to craft for free-to-play. Yeah, it takes quite a while to craft a mythic free-to-play. And even if you are putting gems and stuff into it, it still takes quite a bit of time. Anyways, let me go give out the redeem code now. I've been meaning to do that for a while now. And now would be the perfect time. So let's go do that. Transition into the other account. Oh, before I do, is there anything else you guys want me to go over on this account, my main account, before we switch over to the other one? Because when we switch over to the other one, we have essentially nothing. So if you ask me to do any teams, I can only like mention words. I wouldn't actually be able to show anything. So if you guys still want me to do anything, let me know, because we're probably going to be on the other account for the rest of the stream. Probably be going for about another 2-ish hours or so. Let's see. What am I looking for? Redeem codes. That's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Actually, maybe even longer than that. We're probably going to need to get in at least 3 arenas. I'm not quite sure how long that will take. 3 to 5 arenas. I need to make sure I have enough souls to level 3 troops to level 20 or whatever their max level can currently go to. First, we also need to get 3 good troops too. I still don't even have 3 solid troops on my other account yet. 1 second, trying to find these redeem codes. They're buried in all these messages. That reminds me, I need to get more redeem codes. Actually, how many are we down to? Oh no, we're gonna run out by Tuesday, technically Thursday. Before next Friday, I need to get more. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? What do we have? This is a weird one, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it. We'll go, let's see. Redeem code, redeem code. Put that in. And drank wines. Why on earth that's a code, I do not know. But it is a code. Salty makes all the random codes. But yeah, drank wines. I do not have any wine. Also, I wouldn't drink it even if I did have it. I don't care for wine or alcoholic drinks or anything of the such. Never really got into much of them. I mainly just drank water and the occasional soda and maybe like the occasional fruit juice and stuff. Water. Anyways, that's my wine. Water with croutons. Let's see. Anyways, what was I doing? I don't know why I find that so funny. Anyways, I put the redeem code below me. Let me go get the link for it and everything. Use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. I'll go post the exact link in 1 second, which I meant to already do. Put that there. Boom, boom. Copy. And paste that into chat. So here you guys go. Drank wines, and you use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section, or do you just copy paste that link? And for the invite code that you need to put in, the invite code is underneath your settings, and whatever your game says underneath invite code is what you put there. Put whatever yours says, not mine, obviously, because that's what it gives to the account, or it's what directs it to the account. So yeah, type in whatever yours is, type the code in, or copy paste it, say that you're not a robot, redeem, and it only works for PC mobile, by the way. It unfortunately does not work for console players, and then it gives the normal redeem code, which is 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And just for the sake of time, I should probably give that to my Let's Play account too. That's technically, I still consider that free to play. I try to be very minimal. Wow, I actually got a lot of defense right there. I try to be very minimal with how I go about giving my account redeem codes, because obviously taking every single redeem code I ever post is unrealistic, because I don't think there's barely anyone who ever claims 100% of my redeem codes. So I generally only give it like 1/3 or 1/2 of my redeem codes, but I will make sure to give it this one. I have no clue what its invite code is, so yeah. Was there any other questions? Let me just double check if there was anything. Yeah, no problem for the codes, everyone. Yeah, strongest team right now is Gorgolfa, double KrissTigger, Dragon Soul. Yeah, what Troll and all just said is basically the strongest team. It's what I generally use as well. Not in that particular order, but I normally put the Dragon Soul in between, just so a Kraken doesn't kill it. I go Gorgolfa, KrissTigger, Dragon Soul, KrissTigger. You don't get as much stone skin, but they're rarely ever going to skull you that far anyways, which is why I switched the order, in case we're up against Kraken or something, just out of safety's sake. What is the drawback to leveling? Oh, yeah, I don't normally explain this a lot. I sometimes kind of forget to kind of in-depth explain why leveling is bad when you're first starting out in the game. There's 2 main reasons. Both PvP and Arena, one of the biggest contributing factors to what it actually ranks you with as far as what kind of battles, there's multiple factors that get considered, but one of them is your level. And the lower your level is, the easier your PvP battles will be, and the easier your arena battles will be, or at least it scales you based on your level. So if you're a low-level player or a newish player and you don't have like any good arena weapons at all, you're also going to be placed against other people who are low-level players that don't have any good arena weapons at all. But if you're gaining too many levels and you don't happen to be allocating those into decent weapons or obtaining them through things like hero classes or other means, you might struggle a little bit within the guild wars, within arena, compared to other people, compared to what they might be using. So that's a factor to consider for both of them. The lower your level, generally the easier both PvP and arena is. Because particularly PvP, because you can just farm treasure hunt and literally go level 20 mythics as like a level 50 if you were to be that patient. Obviously that's not really realistic to grind that far, but it is technically possible if for free to play as well, if you were to grind at that low of a level. Not realistic, but technically possible. Also thank you Matherus and Ember for the subscribes, much appreciated. And we'll have another redeem code in about an hour or so, maybe an hour and a half. So we'll have that, and it'll have the same reward as always. And yeah, let's go switch over to our other account. Yeah, no problem for the code. And hello, KrissTigger, welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's go transition now over to our Let's Play account. That's funny. Water and bread, medieval prison cuisine. That's funny. Anyways, let's go and switch my account. I need to log out my Steam, which might take a minute. Should actually take this slightly longer than what it used to be able to switch my account, though it is a lot more convenient switching my account now, because all I have to do is just switch what account I'm logged into. Before I had to do a bunch of file switching and all that kind of annoying stuff. Also, I still have the previous loading screen. I haven't even switched the background to the other loading screen. I used to switch it every time the loading screen switched. I haven't bothered. So let me go switch my account, see if I can type what it actually is. If I can remember the password. That awkward moment when you forget a password that's normally auto-filled. Luckily, I do remember that one. Okay, where's Gems of War? There it is. And now we should be on our Let's Play account. And if not, that's a problem. But that should be our Let's Play. And it should be like, what, level 12? I think we just finished arena on it, so we have a lot of grinding to do. We're going straight into that arena to grind it out. Oh, I wonder if we have the gold for it. We might need to do a few PvP battles first. Okay. Oh yeah, we're in a random guild right now. Let's see what we got from that random guild. Daily login, I'll take that. And guild tasks, we got 50 gold keys, 8 glory keys, and 15 gems. I'll take it. Very nice. And we got these 2 offers. Both of them are useless. Anyways, let's take our tribute, which is probably going to be nothing other than a little bit of gold. I'll take it though. That'll be enough for us to play arena. And let's go open all of our keys. I guess we'll do it on the stream instead of the video, because the next video is mainly going to be going over the importance of doing arena when you're first starting out in the game. So yeah, let's go see what we can get as far as drops. So, a lot of drops right here. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Anything useful, though, is the question. Alkalite, no. Banshee, it does gain souls, but isn't really going to be that viable. Hello, Protscott, for the subscribe. Much appreciated. Banshee does gain souls. Not really that viable, though. Bombardier, good in arena. Not really too useful, though, again. Bugbear, we were going to go with all goblin teams, so that could be a possible option that we could slot in. Also, thank you, Prescott, for your subscribe as well. Much appreciated. Wow, a lot of people subscribing right now. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciate it. Hippogriff's useless. Pegasus useless. Rex useless. Summoner, very situational. Vampire Lord, really good in early game, though it falls off after like level 100. So it's probably not something I need to invest in. Also, thank you, Lighting, for the subscribe as well. Or, I mean, Lightning. Much appreciated. How are you doing gathering crafting resources? Oh, the crafting resources are going pretty well on the main account. I haven't started doing that yet on the Let's Play account, though. Let's see. Vogue Strider, useless. Bombot, useful, but not really good in early game. Bone Scorpion, useless. Direwolf is insane. I might actually need to go use that. Oh, Dwarven Miner. I was actually wanting this thing. I've been wanting that for a little while now to go mess with it with my other thing. And the rest of it's just kind of junk, other than the Wraith, which isn't really meta anymore. So I'm not probably going to bother with it. Oh, and we got another Goblin as well. And a bunch of Trade Stones and other resources. Anyways, that's all of our gold keys. Let's see what we get from the 8 glory keys. Best Snipe Priestess, not really useful. Gold, useful. Deckhand, useless. Or not really, but I don't really bother using him. Nyx. I don't think I really need a mana drain that's that high of a mana cost. Dark Maiden's actually pretty good. Pretty useful in Guild Wars as well, as a cheaper option of a card. So I'll take it. Plus we get about 1,000 something gold. So that'll be the gold we need to go run Arena now for several times without having to go into PvP. So that'll work out perfectly. Also, we just got the Defender. I forgot. We can actually get achievements now too. So we're going to start randomly getting those random achievements in the corner. Because this is actually a completely different Steam account right now. So, yeah, oops, don't do that. What am I doing? Let's go do Arena. That's the main thing we need to go do. So, we can finally do Arena. This has been unlocked from us completing out the quest line for Broken Spire. Oh yeah, there's a bonus quest line after it too, which unlocks a new hero class. There's currently no point in us doing that though. Also, why do we have 3 keys? I'll take it though. Nothing useful, but I'll take it. Templar in some instances could be okay. But let's go run Arena down and see what we can get. So, first off, Musketeer is definitely the best option. It has a nice single target damage, and it also has some skull that can be okay. 7 damage isn't too bad on skulls, so we'll take that. Next, we have some horrible options. I guess Archon Statue will probably be what we'll go with, mainly because the Totem Guardian isn't really going to be able to do anything. Pirate's only good with rogues, and the chance that we get another rogue is very unlikely on our final pick. So we'll just go with Archon Statue. He gets a really high boost ratio when he gets damaged, which will allow him essentially to do 17 damage per cast. Only problem is he'll hit the strongest on the enemy team, but it will still work. Or the highest durability. And durability, what durability means is whatever their HP plus armor is. So yeah. What else? What else? Corrupt Sorceress is actually pretty amazing. It will create reds for us and have a summon. It's probably one of the safer bets. If we wanted to go offensively, Spirit Fox would be the best option because it can actually one-shot quite a few things in Arena. Not to mention has mana drain, even if it doesn't one-shot. I believe I'm going to go for Corrupt Sorceress, though, mainly because of the safety that it gives with the summon, and it creates this red for our Musketeer. So I'll put it like that, put the Arcane Statue up. Actually, we'll probably put first slot Arcane Statue. And what color are we missing? Just yellow? Well, there's no way for us to really be able to cover yellow since we just need to keep the blue weapon. So we'll just go as is without using the color of yellow then. So that'll be the only color we'll be missing. We can also do it on either normal or hard difficulty. I believe I will do it on hard difficulty, the main reason being we do end up getting 25% additional souls. Speaking of that, it would be a pretty good idea if we could somehow get goblin kills. I believe we can get 20 gems pretty easily this week off of, where's the event? Off of 20 goblin kills, and it is definitely something that we'll want to look into. Okay, yeah, 20, exactly so. 20 goblin kills will indeed give us not only 250 souls, but also 20 gems, which is definitely worth considering to do on this account, given that we have very little of both of those two things. But anyways, let's go into Arena. I forget if they actually count here. For some reason, I feel like kills here don't actually count for the counter. I believe it only counts in Explore and PvP, if I'm not mistaken. But anyways, let's go through our Arena, change it up to hard difficulty, and hopefully we'll get through. So hard difficulty doesn't really do much. It just gives them 10% stats. Most often, it's only going to be about a 1 or 2 stat difference, but it ends up giving you 25% additional souls, which will basically act as us having a 50% armor, kind of. It's like a little mini kind of thing that will help us a little bit. And of course, we're keeping this account 100% free to play, so we're not going to buy like a Death Knight armor or anything like that. We will, of course, be getting the dragon and the what's the other one? Dragon and celestial armor as soon as we can, mainly because both of them are really nice. But we're going to be, of course, doing it for free by just the normal gems that you get from your guild and weekly activities and stuff. So we'll take the blue into the purple right there, get a little bit of all of our mana, even get a brown drop from it too. He doesn't go for the yellow for whatever reason, and does get a skull poke, which is quite unfortunate. Also, I just realized, why did I do it in this order? This should be in second slot. Did it re-switch my order or something? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying attention when that happened. But yeah, this should be in second slot right now. That should not be there. That is quite unfortunate. Wow, 8 damage. That is actually more than I thought it would do in Arena. That is a pretty decent amount of damage. So I'll take it. This guy has 9, but it only hits the healthiest. And the healthiest, of course, as I mentioned, is whatever has the highest HP plus armor. It counts both of them, adds them up, and whatever has the highest will end up hitting. You were just wondering, what was the nerf to Fizzle and Pot? Pot has slightly lower damage now, and has a 1 lower boost ratio. Fizz now does either or, and has a 1 lower mana cost, which is a buff as far as the 1 lower mana cost, but of course a nerf, and now that's either or. Before it did explosion and a stat gain, now it does an explosion or a stat gain. So instead of doing both, it does one or the other. That was the main nerf that it got, though it does have a 1 lower mana cost to make up for the fact that it did receive that change. By the way, any info about the new achievements in Steam? I have no clue about that. We will eventually be getting it. Essentially, every single achievement that the console versions have will eventually be ported over to PC. It's also going to be ridiculously easy for them to do so. You may notice, any console players out there, that you guys only get like 1, 2, or 3 new achievements per patch. But with Steam, there isn't any limit to how many achievements you can do at once. On console, there is. So whenever they do get around to actually adding and implementing the achievements over to PC, they can do all of them in a single patch. Whereas consoles, it takes them a very long time for them to actually add more achievements. It's one of the reasons why they've been adding it to console instead of to PC, is mainly because PC, they can literally add an infinite amount of achievements if they truly wanted to. Of course, it would take them time to code all of it, but as far as however many they want, they can. Whereas on console, there is a limitation to how many they could do. Also, there's a slight possibility I could lose this, mainly due to the improper order that I end up doing. I might have to switch it down to normal difficulty instead of doing it on hard, because he is getting a slightly higher stats. From the beginning, we're already technically losing the battle, just due to the stat difference, because we just need to outplay the AI, which is generally pretty easy. One thing that we'll still be able to do to make a comeback, which is one of the reasons why I actually wanted to go with the Corrupt Sorceress, is we will be able to keep summoning and make basically a meat shield that will make sure that we never really die. So that was the main attention, or intention, I mean, attention. Also, this does 17 damage. That is unfortunately not enough damage to actually kill, surprisingly, but it is a pretty substantial poke. So we'll go throw that down. Hopefully he does not get skull alignment, because we are one little hit away from dying. If we could just get that last little bit of mana, that'd be great. Still does not appear to be available on the board, though. So let's take a random right there. He does get some mana, but we do have the skull that will exactly kill him, so that's perfect. We don't have any drops, so we'll just take it manually. Yellow into blue doesn't really give us anything of value. I guess I can move the brown down. He'll probably deny it from us. Yeah, exactly so. He just goes straight for the denial. We'll go move that down. And it does look like we get a skull. That'll be enough to kill the very annoying goblin. Also, unlike Guild Wars or anything like that, it doesn't actually matter how many we win with. So if we win with one troop with 1 HP, or if we win with an entire team, it makes absolutely no difference. Also, your reward at the end of an arena, it doesn't matter if you lose once or if you lose 0 times. It will give you the exact same reward. Only if you lose twice will you actually lose all of your reward potential in a given arena battle. Do I feel... hello, DMSKMC. I have no clue how to pronounce that. Not quite sure if it's just random letters or not. But welcome. Do I feel like goblins will largely go away when they lose their 20% bonus next week? No, they'll still be around. Infinite loop is infinite loop. It'll always be around. And if it's possible, it will still be around. And there's nothing that seems to be nerfed with how loopy it is. Well, I guess the fact that Fizz got nerfed a bit kind of changed how loopy it is. Loopy. That seems like such a weird word. But as long as it still has its loop potential, it's going to be it's still going to be used a lot. So it's still going to be around next week. You might not see it as much because once Merlantis comes out, the meta is going to change quite a bit when the kingdom gets released. But we'll see what happens from there. Okay. Where to move, where to move. We'll go and throw down on... This is a brown, so we can get some reds on the board. All we need is one little poke, and there we go. That's exactly what we needed for the end. And down it goes. Okay, well, that went over pretty well, I guess. We'll go and put that into blue. You've just set your masteries evenly pretty much on all of them. So, 1 down, 7 to go. And we'll have to do this a few times, and it's the main thing we need to get done this stream for this account. Mainly so we have souls. Every single time we do this, we're getting at minimum 1,200 souls. And we're getting 25% extra if we can do it on hard difficulty. I believe we're also getting a very small percent extra from the guild that we're in. I think like 10%, 20%, I forget what it was. So that will give us like about 120 or 200, excuse me, 40 additional souls, which is kind of nice as well. I will soon be leaving this guild into a actual better guild. I believe I'll be entering into Technize guild this time around, not quite sure. But we're not doing that initially just to give the new player kind of start thing. Oh, that reminds me, I didn't use the redeem code on this account. Let me go do that just so we have a little bit of extra resources to throw around. Just so we don't have to grind as much, just to save us a little bit of time. Wow, that is a really long code. That is a really wrong invite code compared to what I normally use. Let me go type in that and see if I can type this correctly. Tacit, the terror underscore, what are the few letters I need? Oops, I just spelled that wrong. I spelled my own name wrong. Terror, and what's the underscore letters? It is 2EGF. Wait, it doesn't even fit. Well, I guess I'm never redeeming codes on this account. What? That's amazing. It is so long that it does not fit. Well, never mind. Well, we're truly 100% free to play then. We can't even use redeem codes because the account's handle is so long that it doesn't fit. Oh, that's great. Not really, but, wow. Well then. Well, that's not happening. No redeem codes for us. We get absolutely nothing to boost this account. Well, I guess that makes it even more fair. I'll go throw that down. Because realistically, most players don't actually redeem many redeem codes, if any at all. Oh yeah, I forgot to reorder my troops again. It's not that big a deal. But I do need to definitely reorder them. Also, having hero in first slot isn't actually that good either. I might just put Archon in first slot. It's a little bit risky since these are one of our main damage sources. But we really have no need to have hero in first slot with only a 5 attack value. It's something I probably should have mentioned too, and I definitely will in the video when we go over it for our second Let's Play of it, or yeah, the little other second video that we do, which will mainly be going over the importance of arena and stuff. But you basically never use your hero in first slot early on in the game. Later in the game you always use it, but earlier on you don't. The reason for this is while everything doesn't actually get counted within arena, one thing does, and that is the stats that you get on your hero via leveling. Not from your hero classes, but from the leveling itself. And these stats can make quite a bit of difference as you progress through the game. Generally, because of the level range at which you get matched with, it doesn't make too big a deal as far as each one of your actual battles. But as far as just like compared to early game to late game, you can see like we only have like 5 attack and stuff like that. Later in the game, I think we can get like 12 attack and have much more durability. So the actual troops that just stay static the entire time, earlier on in the game, these things are better to put up front. Whereas later in the game, it becomes the inverse, where they're not as good to put up front. So he's going to die to burn. There really isn't a single thing I can really do about that. We're just going to have to let it die to the burn. And let's see. We'll go and... What else? We can go for the peasant poke right there. Get our little poke down right there. Go and get this a little bit of reds. And what else do we need to do? Let's see. We can go for another little poke, go for the red, and kind of just go from there if we want to. So we'll probably go for that. So poke on that, let it do whatever. Let's see, blue, yellow, what do we move? We'll probably go and just swipe over the brown then. Yeah, we'll take the brown over. So move that over. What else? Let's see. I guess we could try for the skull off the drop. So move that down. We didn't get it. And the yellow we don't actually even use, so a little bit of a waste there. Let's go try for a brown surge. Our surge chance is probably like 1%. But it is worth a shot. Nope, we didn't get the 1%. Not to be expected that we actually would end up getting that. So, what else do we really need to move around? Let him skull poke? No, I think we go for the red. Of course, we're still not going to surge. That will let our hero die. It's not really too big a deal if he does go down, though. And we'll just go take the skull, move that over. Oh, double skull. Double skull. Okay, there we go. Anyways, we'll go and hit that down, move that over, kill it with that. Dead. He'll do whatever. Doesn't matter. Yeah, let's go and replace the order. You're sure you can tell you more when he catches up on the chat here? Oh, sorry, I didn't see the chat thingy. By the way, any info on the da-da-da? Already answered that. Da-da-da. Hello! Oh, I already said hello to that one. What did I miss as far as chat? Oh, any room in the guild for one more? Yes, I do have room in Dragon's Peak. Ember. Can you do the requirements? Yes, it is still open. I can go invite you. We would have to go switch accounts. But yeah. Actually, someone in my guild could probably invite you too. Can you do the requirements? It's 500 trophies, 1 million gold, 1.5, or all the seals, 1.5k seals, level 3 guild sentinels, and being able to do good or decent within bracket 1 guild wars. If you can do all that easily, yeah, you can go invite you. I think someone in my guild is probably around who can send you the invites, even though I'm not on my main account right now. If we have anyone in my guild who has the capability of inviting can go do that, that'd be great. If Ember can do that, all that. Let's see. Where do we move? We'll go and... I guess we'll just take it right over. What else? What else? I guess we'll go take the other red. And what do we move here? We do have a poke. Oh, I forgot to switch my order again. Third time in a row I didn't switch the order. I'm actually using a really bad order of this team right now. A really, really bad. It's in the default of the rarity, which is not the order you should ever really run them in, unless you just happen to get lucky, in which case it just happens to already be the correct order. But generally you don't really run it that way. Okay, where do we move this? We can go and I guess just take a brown then. There's also the greens available. Is that even worth it though? No, I'll probably just go for the brown then. Yeah, we'll take the brown. What else do we need? We need a green, try for the yellow. Could have gotten an extra turn on it too, didn't end up getting it though. Nothing we really need to poke down yet, so we'll just go for the Archon statue and just stack all of our damage onto one thing. So first things first, throw the Archon so we can get another Archon. Just for the really high damage output that will end up giving to us. So move that over, move that over. And we'll just take the reds, throw that down on the green, throw that down on the purple. And let's see, we can poke if we want to. We can also go for the first slot. No, we'll just go for the green then. What else do we have? Let's see. What would this end up hitting? It would either hit the hero or him. We'll find out in a moment. Okay, it hit him. They both had the same Oh wait, never mind. He has 22. I thought they were both 22 for whatever reason. Never mind. Okay, so that does hit him. Well, now it would hit him if we really wanted to, but oh well. We'll go and just take a purple, I guess. Oh, that was enough for him to actually kill. I didn't realize it was. Well then, so, new game plan. Go and throw down this ability. Get this down onto whatever the biggest threat is. Probably this last slot, actually, surprisingly, is one of the bigger threats that we'll have to deal with. He's going to create a lot of reds onto the board, which will indeed give him an extra turn, it would appear, unless I go and deny him. So we'll go deny that right there. Just so he gives us a really nice board of reds. Now we need to figure out what exactly we want to go and do with this board, though. So we have all this mess. He has 1 HP. That's all he needs, though. As long as he has at least 1, he will be able to get off all of his casts and everything. He doesn't actually use anything left on his team that uses the color. I could let it die deliberately if I wanted to. This is another reason why we kind of need Archon and stuff up there. And I think we will kind of just let that happen, because I will leave the brown as an opening that we'll be able to take. So we'll just go kill the last slot. And luckily he does not have a 100% chance of reviving, like he normally does. So we'll just go and move that down. Go and remove... Actually, we could take the purple or the brown right here. I guess we'll go for the purple. What do I think... which fully traded hero is the best? As far as fully traded hero, that would probably have to be the... well, there's a couple different instances where they're good. Archer is really good if you want something that's well-rounded. You would end up going with Death Knight class if you wanted to... actually, Death Knight's kind of dead now. Never mind. But there's Archer if you wanted a well-rounded one. That's good at both skulls and casting. If you want to go just skull-oriented, you end up going Assassin. If you want to go just cast-oriented, you want to go with Sorcerer. And if you want to go for ultra, super, insanely quick Explorer, you go with the Mechanist class, because it can make for some very, very quick victories. Alright, well, we'll go move that over. And what do we need to go throw right now? We have a Archon statue. And the other thing, I don't really want to take the skull right now. I guess we will, because there is a chance that we could kill him off the double explosion. Very slim chance, but it is possible. Well, he did 1 damage. We still needed 2 more. That wasn't enough, though, obviously. Archon statue still isn't damage, which is another reason why we need it in a different location, and I keep forgetting to switch it to a different location. He did get an attack buff there, so that was enough to get that little bit extra boost. Really nice. And now we'll just get a little bit more mana. Nice little poke. And the final little poke to take it out. And there we go on the team wipe. Perfect. I'll take it. Okay, next one. Let me reorder these. Okay, so first things first. Archon statue, first slot. Boom. We'll keep that there. Summoner right behind, and hero all the way in the back. Sounds like a plan. So we'll go with this. Archon statue, musketeer, corrupt sorceress, and the sword of heroes. And yeah, those 4 in that order. We'll stay with that. And yeah, we'll go with it. So, into the 4th battle. So far, 0 loses on hard mode on our first arena on this account. Going pretty well. Though, of course, we played arena many, many, many times in the past. This is by no means our first arena ever, obviously. But as far as on this account, it is the first one that we're doing. Okay, well, we'll go move that down. And, let's see... We're going to take the blue and hope for a red cascade off the top. Him taking a skull isn't too big a deal, because if he eventually gets through our armor, that's actually going to be a good thing, not a bad thing. So we have a lot of things we can do right now. I want to save Archon statue for last. Let me even take the purple. I was hoping that would be enough mana off a surge or something. I don't know why I keep wanting a surge. It's like never going to happen. But there we go. 17 damage. I'll take it. And then we can clean it up with the musketeer. And we actually got a pretty good combo going on there. At least for arena-related combos, it's pretty decent. Ranger is going to be annoying. Ow. At least he survived with 1 HP. So we can get 17 damage on him right now. Well, he got a pretty good turn right there. A lot of value right there. Okay. So we'll go brown to purple into whatever that cascade gives us. Maybe I shouldn't have done that because it actually gives them red. But let's go get our summon. Speaking of red, I'll go move that up. Go get the explosion. And there we go. Oh, too bad there wasn't one right here. That'd be great. Guess we'll just go for the skull instead. So we'll take that little poke. Another little poke. That will give us the opportunity to go kill it now. Then we'll take the purple if it doesn't. Never mind. It took it from us. But it gives us a free turn, so I guess that works out. Good thing I didn't go for that then. And come on, attack or something useful. HP. Not the most useful of things, but I'll take it. Better than getting armor or something. And again, in this instance, armor and HP are basically going to do the same thing. Alright, we'll just take the blue. We had 2 mana out of our 4. And then we can just go for a skull into the little blade. And what else do we need to do? We'll just go move that over. Throw down that. Get our manas. Throw that. Get our reds. And yeah, that's basically all we need. Because we'll throw an explosion, and that will do the last little bit of damage, and down it goes. Perfect. I know, bon appetit. Croutons. Actually, that's the backside. Though you couldn't read it regardless of if I showed the backside or the front side because it's all weird because it's yellow and green. And the green screen behind me loves to get rid of both of those colors. Obviously, it's a green screen, but also loves to get rid of yellow because yellow has so much green in it. Same thing happens with teal because that also has so much green in it. It's a blue-green. Yellow is a green-yellow. I mean, a green-red, I mean. Let's see. Well, we'll go take that over. And what else we need to move? We'll just take some reds, I guess. I'll get his extra turn right there. And what else do we need? I guess we'll go for just a standard little poke. I kind of want to take his mana, though. Oh, sweet, we actually got a surge. I'm not expecting those. The lovely surge for the victory. Okay, we'll need to wait till he gets damaged, though, so that doesn't actually serve us much a purpose for once, surprisingly. Even though he got it, doesn't really give us much of a benefit. No, don't you start. That'd be bad. Luckily, our hero will act as a tank. We don't actually need him alive, so... This also gives us a spot for our sorceress to cast into. Before I do, though, I do want to get a poke down. So, let's go and secure a kill. And now that that is dead, we can just go through this. And that is a miss, but he doesn't actually use red, so it's not going to matter as much. Ooh, he switched up our order a bit. Not really that important. Oh, actually, that's actually kind of beneficial. Because now he'll be able to do extra damage after he does his little poke. So I guess we can work with that. I do need to kill him, though, before he starts looping now. So we need to focus everything we have on him. And he is damaged, so now when we do want to go for our damage, we can go for a pretty substantial amount. That's 17 per cast now. Which, of course, is quite large. He's going to shuffle us again. Again, it's not going to matter too much. It's actually helping us. Keeps putting our tankiest ones as our actual tank. So it's working out perfectly. The only problem here, though, is she's probably going to be the next thing to die. And she is our summoner, so it's going to be a little bit annoying. But if we can... Also, our musketeer is now being blocked by that. So our main damage source is now brown and green. And we can't really reach that easily. So that summon does nothing. I was mainly doing it for the mana, which pretty much missed. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's, I was not expecting. I forgot that 5 to everything would actually do that much. Ouch, I gotta be really careful now. One skull kills us. I need to get our mana, and it's like nowhere's to be seen. Okay. That's pretty bad, especially since it has Apothecary right now. No, we lost! Oh, no, we might have to put it down to normal difficulty. Come on, we gotta keep doing it on hard. We're not retreating from hard. I might have to do the rest of them on normal, though. We have, like, no weapons to choose from that are actually decent. We'll keep it on hard for now, but I will probably, next arena, just keep it on normal for the rest, I guess. Let's see... Because it's nice getting that little bit of extra for when you actually win, but if you don't end up actually winning and you lose twice, then it's not worth the extra bit that you're getting. You would have to win 4 arenas on 25% on hard mode for it to be worth even running it on hard mode. Which, when earlier on in the game, if you're starting to really get into the whole doing of arena, it's normally worth doing, but if you're only doing a few of them, it's not really going to make too huge of a difference. Particularly if you already have other bonuses like Celestial Armor or even any of the 50% armors or something towards souls. Is there a good team based around Amnesia? Amnesia generally gets used with a full Daemon team, obviously, because of its final trait. In the context of these teams, it is generally ran in like third slot or so, mainly to act as a mana generator. The team basis is pretty much just Gorgolfa first slot, Amnesia third, and build around that. My personal favorite for it is actually something I use for Yellow Guild War Day, which I believe is today. So we'll be doing that in the stream later today, which is the what's the full team? It's Gorgolfa. Let's see, Gorgolfa, Moloch. What was it? I just forgot off the top of my head. Gorgolfa, Moloch, Amnesia, and then Famine. Not sure if you have all of that, but that is generally what I run with it. You can do other variants of it, though. The base of the team is Gorgolfa and Amnesia, and then 2 Daemons that can then utilize the mana generation that also can do damage and stuff like that. The only bad thing about the order I ended up doing, which we kind of got to see with the Dust Devil team, is we are putting one of our tanks up front, and it doesn't really leave us much of an option once that tank dies, because if they're doing AoE, we're going to lose basically our entire team except our summoner, which could get annoying sometimes. Alright, so we'll throw that down. That thing is so durable. Wow. Mainly because it's 20% extra bonus. That's probably why. 20% is a quite substantially large amount in Arena. Not to mention it already has a 10%, so that's technically 30% extra on it. Yeah, you can use Taraxis instead of Moloch. Also, if you happen to have neither of them, you can also get away with using Princess Quilla. Would also end up working in that spot. Okay. He's going to get a free Goblin Rocket and get pretty good value out of it. Let me go scrap away my guy that's about to die. So we'll go throw that down. And what else do we need to throw? Oh, you only need Famine then. Yeah, that is one of the slightly annoying things about that team. It doesn't really have a replacement for Famine, particularly if you're trying to run it for a Yellow Day, if you are running it for that purpose. Mainly because on a Yellow Day, the only other option you'd really have, or on a Brown Day, you can replace with Self anymore. On a Yellow Day, when you're doing a team similar to that, you don't really have a replacement, really. That ends up fitting well. There currently isn't too many good yellow-greens in the game. Actually, the best one was probably added today, or this week, I mean, with the new Goblin that they added. That's about the best yellow-green that there is. So, you could possibly use that as an option, if you happen to have her, if you would have gotten her. Not sure if you opened up keys for her this week or not. She's still in event keys right now if you did want to try for her. But, that could work as a possible option as your last slot. Obviously, it's not a Daemon, but it would work color-wise for the team. Okay, we'll throw to Archon. That should get a kill. And now we just need to clean up the final kill. There we go. Nice match. Come on, let me kill it. There we go. And down it goes. Gotta go claim them souls. So close. 3 more wins. Gotta get them. So important that we get them. You got both of the new goblins? Oh, that would work then. That would work perfectly. Hello, Grizz Border. Welcome. Happy Friday. Yes. Almost the weekends. Still close. So then again, most of you are probably watching right now or already probably on your weekends. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, console ended up getting the new kingdom today. We'll be getting a new kingdom next week, so we'll have that to look forward to. We'll be covering the key opening and all that stuff for it. And we'll have 7 new troops, I believe, on the first day. And then we'll have the 8th on the Monday after for the new kingdom. Initially, it probably won't really be too good of a value. Generally, whenever a new kingdom comes out, you can throw some keys at it. Don't ever go too crazy on it, though, particularly in trying to get like the legend or anything. Mainly because the Monday after every single event is always the event for whatever the new kingdom is. Like, for example, Urskaya just got, or console just got Urskaya Kingdom. That means next week on Monday for console will be the Urskaya event. And same thing as PC Mobile. We're getting Merlantis next week, which means not this next Monday, but the following Monday. The Monday after next Friday's new kingdom, we will end up getting the event for the new kingdom. It pretty much happens the Monday, like a few days after the Friday that they come out. So it's always been like that, or maybe not always, but for the last like year, almost 2 years now, that's how they've been running every single event, and it's been working out pretty well as a decent format. Hello, Steven, welcome. How is morale in your guild after 3.1? We're still getting the occasional leavers, probably people who are just getting tired of the game. Some leave up to higher guilds, some actually leave to the lower guilds because they find the requirement sometimes to be it's a little bit too much. Yeah, for the most part, morale's been decent. Of course, there's been some complaints here and there for some things that happen. Right now, it's mainly just that goblins loop way too much, but they already just got nerfed, and now there hasn't been as many concerns, though it's still a slight concern of some people. Just how loopy some of the teams are in the current state of the game. This is mainly something that happened as a result of the most recent patch, actually, too. Other than that, no, everything's been going pretty well. We're still needing 1 person, though, if anyone's interested in joining. We'll need to get that by Monday. Actually, probably a little bit earlier, because by the time Monday hits, the storm is going to be by me. So I might not be able to actually go out of my way to recruit. So someone else from the guild would probably have to do it. Okay, well, we'll go, and he's gonna get some HP there. I guess we'll just poke him. That or try going towards the summon. We're almost there. He does get a little bit of mana. So we'll get the extra turn right there. That gives, excuse me, that gives us an opening to be able to cast as well, which is nice. Hello, Maximuse, welcome! Let's see. Oh yeah, you end up hitting over 7,500 yesterday, congrats. Yeah, the other week we ended up hitting our high score too, 7,600. Anything above 7,500 is ridiculously high. I've only ever done it twice so far. And 7,600 something was our highest ever. Not quite sure what the highest in the entire game ever was. I'm pretty sure, well, after the rework, that is. I'm pretty sure the highest after the rework was probably like 7,800 something. I'm not quite sure though. Does anyone happen to know what that is? I'm not quite sure if anyone has posted on the forum or something. But I know 7,700 something's possible. I just don't know if anything higher than that's still possible. And I'm talking about after the new format, not prior, because prior to the new format, it was like 8,000 that 1 week. You could get like 8,000, 8,100. There was a lot of ways to exploit it, but then they ended up tweaking it again, and then it's the current state that it is in now is the tweaked version. What are the number of arcanes needed per troop rarity? Oh, common is 1, rare is 2, ultra rare is 3, epic is 12, legend is 16, and mythic is 42, I want to say. Yeah, because you need 21 of each, right? Yeah, 42 for a mythic. It jumps up quite a lot. But yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 12. It gets a big jump from ultra rare to epic. 12. It's 1, 2, 3, 12, 16, and 42. That's the full list of the amount of traits, arcane trait stones you need for each, based on rarity. Also, keep in mind, it's based on base rarity. So if you end up leveling a troop, don't feel like you're like penalizing yourself. You're not at all. It's based on the base rarity. So if you have a common upgraded to, let's say, like epic, it will still have the same cost as a common. It doesn't increase in cost from ascending it. It maintains the same cost based on its whatever its base rarity is. A good majority of stuff like that is based on base rarity, not on the actual card's ascension. So you can ascend troops at any time, it doesn't matter. Don't feel like you have to not ascend because of that. It doesn't cost any more when you end up ascending them. Also, can this thing die already? It keeps enchanting itself, so it's really hard to actually kill because it keeps gaining HP quicker than we can actually deal the damage to try to kill it. Come on, give us a goal. Yes, perfect. Hello, Karya. Welcome. First time in the stream. Glad you could join us. But yeah, thanks for joining us. Oh, you've been watching all the videos but just catching the stream now. Yeah, there's been quite a few people like that. For the longest time when we were like, we're not even streaming on YouTube, that used to happen a lot more too. But then I just figured I'd just stream directly to YouTube. But yeah, we do stream every single day. Sometimes it's a little bit of a weird time. Generally on Fridays and Saturdays, a lot more people tend to come because it's more towards the time zone where more people are actually on. My nightly stream that I do at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every night is mainly for more of like the Europe and American like area, because that's the time kind of like at night where most people would probably just be chilling for the night. But yeah, that's normally why you'd probably catch us on Friday, Saturday then, if you were to catch us at all. But yeah, glad you could join us. We normally just mess around with stuff. Right now we're actually on our Let's Play account, the one that we've been starting that new series for, where we're basically just going to be going over like new player beginning stuff. Right now we're just grinding out Arena. It's a 100% free-to-play account, and generally one of the first things you really have to do in Gems of War is play Arena several times just to accumulate a soul basis for all of your teams. This ends up giving you several thousand souls, assuming you actually win decently. Of course, it might take you a couple of runs of actually running Arena just to get used to like the mechanics of the game and everything like that. It wouldn't go as quickly as we would be able to do it since we kind of already know everything. But it's a really, really decent way of gaining resources initially. And since you're up against AI, it's relatively easy to actually fully complete out Arena. Whereas in some other games, it's actually somewhat difficult to ever get like a perfect score Arena. But Gems of War, it's pretty straightforward for the most part. It will take you like a little bit of a learning curve just to actually learn the game before you can reach that point. But once you do learn the game, it's relatively easy to kind of get through once you know like the main mechanics, how to move the board, and basic match 3 stuff, plus casting. And how to draft as well. I will be doing a video kind of going over that when we do our next Let's Play video. Okay, so we'll throw that down. Get a nice 17 right there. And we do have the poke that we need to kill it. I guess we'll go for it. I almost feel like moving Archon's statue back. It's nice that it gets its initial high burst, but it's one of our main damage sources, and I end up killing it almost immediately, which is a bit annoying. Since obviously we need him for damage more than we need him to tank. You're not gonna fall asleep until the Guild Wars stream is done? Well, you don't need to wait that long. And if you do fall asleep, we do upload them, so you can just catch them after the fact. Of course, I do know that it's more interesting to like watch it live and be able to do input and all that kind of stuff, but I do upload every single thing I ever stream to YouTube, regardless of how irrelevant it is. Pretty much every little thing that we do end up streaming. I don't stream like literally everything I play, but anything I do stream, I just upload it immediately after. Or not immediately, you know, it has to render and stuff and all that, but once it's done, it gets uploaded. What do we do here? I guess we can go for a skull poke into a blade. He's gonna die regardless, so there's nothing really point in doing anything with him right now. So we'll go for the poke there, get that killed, throw down a skull, take it into green, and we end up getting a red off it too pretty nicely. We'll go take a red so he doesn't get it, and so we need it for ourselves as well, so it works out for both the two things. We'll just poke him real quick, poke him again, and the next little bit of damage we do will kill him. Doesn't even matter what we do at this point, it will kill him. Oh, come on! Well, first we have to survive though. That is quite important that we actually live. Let's see. Explosion will not be enough damage. Oh, never mind. That's a different one. For a second, I thought that was the other one that explodes. It is not. Can we get the little bit of damage we need? Gosh, there we go. Perfect. Skull. Down he goes. It starts at 3 a.m. for you? Wow. I do sometimes stay up that late. Actually, particularly on whenever new content comes out. Like, for example, when Merlantis comes out next Friday, I'll be waking up at about 3 a.m. The reason for this is, in my time, 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is actually when the event switches over. So if I want to cover a new mythic or the new events on Monday or stuff like that, I generally either stay up all night or wake up early in the morning to go and record them. Just because it's just a really, really weird time that the event switches over in my time. 3 a.m. Though, time does get moved back an hour by me where I live, and it doesn't actually change within the game's timer. So it's actually going to be 2 a.m. In, I think, a month or so. I forget when the time switches over. But in about a month or so, it's only at 2 a.m. instead of 3. So if I was staying up during the night, I actually wouldn't have to stay up as much. Though, if I end up waking up earlier in the morning, it would make it so whatever I do is later. Though I don't think people would really mind if it was like an hour or two later, for the most part. As long as it gets out on the day that it actually gets released. But generally, I try to get it out as quickly as possible, if I can. Hello, Aaron! Welcome! What is your take on the Goblin nerf? It was much needed. It was much needed. It was definitely needed. They're still actually strong. I feel like the legend didn't even get touched. It's still so strong. Obviously, with Fizz Bang is the most noticeable one that actually got changed as far as how it performs now. In regards to the Fizz Bang, it was definitely needed that it got nerfed. Did it get nerfed too hard? That is questionable. I do find it to still get lucky sometimes. In some instances, it can be stronger than it is now than it was before. And for that reason, I think it is kind of balanced. But now that it will sometimes do the random stat, obviously the random stat is absolutely horrifically bad if it ends up doing that. It is almost useless if it ends up getting off that kind of like little bonus stat thingy. So that's not really that needed. It was the explosion that was always the best value on it and why it was actually useful. That's funny, he just death marked himself. But anyways, what was I just mentioning with it? The new troop. What about the new troop? Or let's see. But yeah, the nerf. Yeah, I think it was called for. It was definitely way too strong before. And in the current state, if it keeps exploding, it's stronger than it was before. If it doesn't keep exploding, then it's going to be weaker, which obviously was the whole intention. Overall, I think it's a pretty nice change, and it's still within the theme of the kingdom and everything like that. So, it's fine. They're still very, very loopy, though. And that's still some of a problem. Not sure if they'll address that more in the future. They basically need more troops like Queen Mab or some better counters to infinite loops in the game. Maybe even something eventually with like magic reduction or something, you know, like cast reduction, or something kind of like a dark monolith that benefits even more, like some kind of mythic that benefits even more than a dark monolith from the enemy casting a bunch. Because dark monolith gains 3 magic every single time the enemy casts, but that's not really that useful, because assuming that the enemy is casting that much, you would need the enemy to cast about 4 to 5 times in order for it to get any kind of substantial damage. And if the enemy's casting 4 or 5 times, you're pretty much in a situation where you're already pretty bad off. So Dark Monolith doesn't really get used that much because you almost have to deliberately let your enemy do good in order for him to be effective. So it's better just denying the mana in the first place than it is to hope that you could possibly be able to utilize them. So it's one of the reasons why he doesn't really get used, even though he's kind of one of the counters meant for it. He's just not really that efficient at countering what he's supposed to counter. Alright, let's go for the kill here. Now we can just Archon Statue the last of that. Actually, never mind, it's not damaged yet. Even if it was, it would only hit 17, which would not be enough damage, so we'll just throw the poke. Get a nice solid 9 on it, if nothing else. And then just get the little, keep poking it from here. There's a lot of yellow on the board, neither of us use it though. So we'll go move that down, and that's enough to win. I will take the skull, why not? We get 4 extra gold, gotta get that gold. And there we go, the first arena.
And for it, we get 5 glory. 1.5k souls. That's the main thing we're doing it for right there. 30 trophies, which is pretty much irrelevant. And 4,400 gold. And this is so dated, I don't even know why they still have that. Alright, let's go use it. Another baby dragon. Sand cobra. Another dire wolf. And another rex. Nothing too interesting. Let's see, glory keys. Werewolf. Now, that has potential. We actually surprisingly don't have the peasant, though. That's amazing. I believe we got werewolf before we got peasant. I don't think I've ever done that before. That's kind of funny. Pegasus, Sliff, and Griffin Knight. Oh, and Rex. Another Rex. But yeah, werewolf's the only useful thing out of all that. It has potential. It makes for a pretty good tank. Because it can keep transforming back and forth between a peasant and a werewolf. You would kind of need a peasant, though. It's kind of funny that we don't have a peasant. I don't believe we do. I can almost guarantee we do not have a peasant. Oh wait, he's not called peasant. He's called a villager. Not peasant, sorry. Yeah, we don't have a villager. He would come up right now. He's coming up because he transforms into a villager. But we don't actually have the villager. That's kind of funny. We have werewolf, but no villager. That's really funny. Fail. That's really funny. But you can see right there that we should come up with a villager, but there's no villager because we don't actually own one. Also, let's keep expanding our kingdoms. Get more of those banners so we have more choices. We can't unlock every kingdom until level 30. But of course we'll want to go to level 30 as slowly as possible as we start expanding our empire. Also, we can start leveling some of these to level 3 if we wanted to. That only costs 1,500 gold. We can even go to level 4 if we truly wanted to as well. For now, I'm not bothering because the cost for kingdoms are going to start going up exponentially. They do cap out at 40,000 per kingdom though, which is kind of nice that it does have a cap. But obviously 4,000 per kingdom with how much gold we have is going to start to burn through once we start reaching that point. So I will need the gold that we have for that purpose. Did I miss anything else in chat? Just want to double check. Oh, adding jewels to treasure hunt, that would actually be really nice. Do we actually have any treasure hunt or treasure maps, I mean? We actually have 0 maps. Wow. I'm really surprised. And I can't use my glory for it either. Because one of the things I want to make sure I do by the end of this week is buy one fizz bang. I know she got nerfed, but I still want to get one. Okay, anyways, let's go back into another arena. See what we can draft this time around. North Render, I'll take it. It's a nice attack buff. Nothing here is good. We might have to do our first repick. That or use the Hippogriff in first slot. That or go for Dryad as well. I might have to go for Dryad. There's no way we're going to Hunter's Mark anything. Yeah, we're going to go for the tanky Dryad. We shouldn't have. Now we have horrible color picks. Then again, we would have had horrible color picks regardless. Because the other color would have done the same thing. Because it would have been a yellow-green. Wow, this is a really bad choice. I guess we go with Grave Knight then. And just use our Grave Knight as our main damage, I guess. The other thing's going to be somewhat up front, so I guess that would work out. So we'll go throw down a Grave Knight. So, order. North Render, Dryad, Grave Knight. Oh! Oh, yeah, never mind. We use green. I was going to say, we don't use any green. Yeah, we do. We can go switch our weapon. We should have a green weapon of some kind. There we go. That'll have to do. We don't really have much of another choice. So we'll roll with that. And North Render, Dryad, Grave Knight, and the Scouting Bow. Let me switch back to normal difficulty. This thing definitely is not good enough to run on a higher difficulty than normal. How long do you think it will take to get the Soul Forge unlocked on this account? To unlock both the Soul Forge and the, I already know how long it takes approximately. Oops. Why are these things coming up? But my ears do not like to hold things apparently. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah. The first time we did it, when we were doing a stream earlier, when we were trying to unlock all of the new content on the beta version, it took us 8 hours. Or was it 10 hours? No, it was 8. I believe it was 8. It took us 8 hours to unlock both the Soul Forge and the dungeon system. On this account, it could potentially take us even longer, because we haven't been getting any of the better troops or anything like that. On the other thing, we did end up getting a core Vash, which ended up speeding up the time that it took by a pretty substantial amount. But I'd say it would take us about 10 hours total. Obviously, we're not doing that today. It will be probably midway through next week, towards later next week. Probably not this weekend, but the following weekend, we'll probably have this with Soul Forge unlocked. Obviously, that's a pretty important thing to have, both for Soul Forge and Dungeon. Dungeons will be a little hard when we initially unlock it, but they should still hopefully be doable. I know when I was messing around with it on the other account a while back, before the patch was even out yet, it was quite difficult to do it on lower level accounts, that is for sure. So that is a little bit of a downside. But as long as we get some okay troops that have good disables, we should be able to get through it. We'll need things like Dragonian Monk and some of the other kind of like core disabled troops to be able to function decently. Okay, we'll take the skull right there. Dryads up front only doing 6s, but better than none. Okay, gets a bunch of blue right there. Tried transforming us, but it missed. So we'll go and just shield up, I guess. Ooh, that was supposed to hit an extra turn. You didn't actually hit it, though. We can throw a Grave Knight for some pretty good value on the second slot right there. So we'll go for that. Get it reduced. Try getting another Dryad for that shield, though it is really easy for him to remove a shield. Brown to blue, sure. We'll go get that. Get our Dryad. Hopefully get the extra turn right here. Go heal our hero so it doesn't die. And Barrier. A troop that has Barrier will be protected against a single instance of damage. It's pretty decent, particularly if you do it on like Dragonian Monk, if you ever get one. Or if we ever get one. Let's see. How do we move this? I guess we try going for Grave Knight next. Problem is our bow is not enough damage to go kill the thing right now. We only have 5 damage, which is a lot lower than what we were dealing with for our cleanup the previous battle. We had 8 damage on the other thing during the previous battle, which obviously is quite a substantial difference. How do we go about this? I think we do go and target him. Okay, good. Our barrier ended up doing work right there. Now we just need to get one more Grave Knight, would be great. Yellow into green isn't going to do that much. It would if we actually had our bow not currently up. Could take a green into the thing, but we don't directly need the green. Let's just do this on first slot, so if we take a skull, it'll die. Also, it's 25%. I almost forgot this even belongs to the Zhejian Kingdom. It's a common that kind of never gets used ever. Surprised he ended up drafting this, though it is earlier on in the game, so some people might not really know what to go for. Because that's like the last thing I would want to pick. Though then again, depending on how horrible his choices were, you could use that as a first slot tank maybe, even though he didn't end up using that there. It does have 10% extra stats. So why did I not cast that on the hero? That would have been a lot more effective to do on the hero. That is for sure. Okay. Because if we lose our hero, we lose a good majority of our damage. Okay, so it should be winnable though. Yeah, if he goes down, that'd be a little annoying. Still winnable, but it's just annoying because we lose our damage potential. We'd have to kill it by skull alone. Is this stream getting stuck? It's actually not storming right now, surprisingly. So that might just be something on my end. I'm not quite sure. Okay, is it back now? That's good. But yeah, I don't know exactly what that might be. It has been storming by me a lot recently because of how close the hurricane is. Though as of this current moment in time, it actually looks kind of sunny, surprisingly. So I'm not quite sure. It can't be the weather this time around. Yeah, I hope it doesn't hit me either. By the looks of things, it looks like it will be kind of like shifting by. It shouldn't really be hitting me too hard if it does end up hitting me. So yeah, we'll find out. Also, I end up saying that it might have hit on Sunday. I'll probably still be taking off this Sunday just in case. I needed to go double check weather and stuff, but Don't really want to be like streaming or doing anything while the weather is really bad. We'll have to see. I'll need to keep up with the weather channel and go from there. Where am I? South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. So I'm not really going to be hit with much of it unless it curves like over to the side. I'm still going to be hit by like the lightning storms and everything that's around, and still going to get a decent amount of rainfall. So there's still the chance I'd lose electricity. But if I get hit by the actual hurricane or not is probably really unlikely. Though it's still a possibility. The main thing I've been concerned with is the actual electricity, because it actually has gone out already, and the storm isn't even near us yet. Obviously it's not off now, but you know, the other day it ended up going down. Obviously we wouldn't be able to be doing what we're doing right now if it was off now. Let's see. Where do we move? Where do we move? We'll go throw the poke. I don't think we have a brown. Yeah, I would be staying safe. Should be fine. Guess we take out the summoner first, just to make sure we don't have to deal with that. We have really, really small poke damage this time around than compared to before. We do have Grave Knight, but it's not the same as what like a Musketeer. Even though it was only a common, it was a good common. Okay, now we can just keep one solid tank. This is kind of what I wanted to go with this combo here. Was kind of going with this like really big just tank up front that just never dies. That was the original plan. It seems to be going over decently. Okay, so we can keep poking it. It's a really slow poke, but it will die doing it this way. Need to get that Grave Knight. The problem is it's only really able to get up on purple because I keep using the brown for the other troop. There goes barrier. Really bad board. Lucky Cascade though. Okay. That brings it into one shot range. Dryad I'll have cast on itself in a second. Hang on, there we go. After you know, first slot, more important. I don't care if she goes down. That's the main thing we need up. Oh, there goes Dryad. No, that's actually doesn't really matter too much. Poor Dryad. That we can actually one-shot, surprisingly. Got a piece of the thing like stuck in my throat. It was like right on the edge. Okay, anyways, now that that's dead, get a poke. And I guess we skull poke. I'll bring it down to almost one shot. And now anything we do will kill both of them. We don't have anything that we use our blue for, so I should probably stop casting that because our skulls are already going to be enough to kill. That was actually a mistake there. Because now our brown doesn't go into the thing. Oh well, it's not going to be too big a deal. Now we just super overkill. He could do a whole new summon and we'd still one-shot it with a skull. Ideally, we'd want to make sure he doesn't do that though, of course. Oh, lucky surge right there, though we didn't even need it because the skull was available, which would have killed it anyways. I had the same kind of laugh as you. I've actually had a lot of different laughs over time. I have a really good one if I would ever actually like get a really big laugh. It's hard for me to like genuinely laugh on stream though. I think it's only ever happened about 2 times because very few extremely funny things ever happen within Gems of War. You know, some interesting things and stuff will happen, but nothing that's particularly like funny. But yeah, like that's not like a full-on laugh, obviously. It's very rare for it to happen while I'm streaming. Yeah, because most of the games I play aren't really comedic based in any way, shape, or form. And if it is, it's normally due to a coincidental event, not exactly comedy within the game itself. Okay, so what to start with? I guess we go with the yellow, start getting Dryad built, just so we have our tankiness on our first slot. Start taking browns as well, so we can do the exact same thing, get tankiness on our first slot. We don't have any drops, do we? No, we did not, so we'll take the blue right there. Get ourselves a Dryad, get it repaired before it dies. And we'll take the brown into getting more attack. Before we do though, I'll take that. Giant spider needs to be our first focus for single targets, so hit that. And get yourself attack buff. Now it's into enough range that I can one-shot that thing. So get more barrier, get more life, keep it alive. Don't you dare giant spider. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter too much. Oh, and he misses, perfect. That gives us Grave Knight. Not enough damage to kill, but it will be a poke. If we could get our other thing up, that would be perfect with it. So for this, I guess we'll throw it on Grave Knight just to make sure it doesn't die. And there we go. Okay. So 7 damage is not enough. I was hoping that green fall would have gotten us the mana. It looks like we'll have to manually take it though and go out of our way. Now we need to go kill the spider. So we'll throw this down, then the other thing. Then we should be good to go. And now we just have those two to have to deal with. So we'll take skull. That almost takes them out. Take yellow. Take green. Trying to bait out on their skull if we can. Yeah, there's none falling. Need them to actually fall. There we go. I'll take that. Now we just have to deal with the one Miststalker. No, it poisoned. The poison ticked and then killed it. Fail. Actually, let me not cast him. That was a mistake I made earlier too. But now we have barrier on everything that's alive. You know what? Maybe I will do it. No, that one would be 15 damage. It's 1 damage short, so there's no point in casting that then. Unless we wanted the blues, but I think at this point it's better off just Grave Knight killing. Oh no, that won't be enough damage either. You know what? We'll just do this. Nothing else. If we get another one, we can just kill him out that way as well. Well, we'll throw this down. Nothing actually needs it, so we'll just throw it on the first slot. We don't have anything that even uses the green either, though luckily he doesn't use it as well. He doesn't have us poisoned right now, which is nice. So, we need to actually do some damage. That would be helpful. That would kind of be helpful. Not really getting anything that can do any damage right now. And if he keeps denying our mana too, like every single time he's going to take the purple immediately. Browns are really our only chance to kind of get up. If we could just take 2 more brown, or brown surge one of them, all we'd have to do is just get the single skull poke on him. Now we're good to go. So we'll go through the Dryad on it. I will heal it up, make sure it doesn't die. Doesn't have cleanse though, so there is that 50% chance that the barrier gets removed, which it just did, obviously. So that's a little bad, but now if we can keep this thing alive, 1 skull poke will be enough to kill it. Come on. We need you. 1 single skull poke. And that'll be match. Wow. There's very few things to move around that's actually useful. Come on! So close! There we go. And that's match. Moment when Deathmark kills 3 to 4 of your troops. Yeah, that's... that's devastating. Destroy a gem! Oh! We just got the most overpowered weapon in the game. It's actually the absolute worst. It's kind of funny. I have no clue why this thing exists. Whoever made this game, this has been the same since it began. Whoever made this as a concept needs to rethink balance. Even when this game released, this was still like, why? Like, why? Why? For a 6 mana cost, it destroys 1 gem. Why? Who even remotely thought that was a good idea? Even if that was a 1 mana cost spell, that would barely be worth it. Anyways, let's go back into arena. Which is the best Fairish Ra team? Any Fairish Ra with triple Fairish Ra and a Valkyrie. Or replace in Warlocks if you don't have the Fairish Ras. That's the best soul farming version of it. If you're referring to a team that ends up using a Ferris Raw, you generally run some kind of Valkyrie Ferris Raw combo. Maybe some kind of tank up front, like a Gorgolfa, Valkyrie, some kind of troop, and then Ferris Raw. There's a few different options. You can also go Dragon Soul Ferris Raw related teams. You need basically one other troop other than Ferris Raw that gains souls. You also need a proper tank just to make sure the team doesn't fall apart against like Skull Spam and stuff. Though Skull Spam is very, very underused at the moment. Well, take the green right there. Start getting up our hero weapon. Take brown. Brown seems like the most important color with the team we're currently using. That is exactly enough to kill him, so he will go and get the kill secured. We'll go heal that up. Before we do though, we'll obviously take a little bit of skull. Again, take the skull. Everything over there. I guess we'll just take the purple, why not? And just get ourselves some heal to get past. That gives us our weapon as well. Nothing really to target it on, so I'll probably just put it on first slot. Maybe save Grave Knight for it as well. And there's Hunter's Mark. Hunter's Mark makes every skull it takes deal 2 times as much damage. This also includes whenever you explode skulls as well. So if you was to explode 5 skulls, that would then do 10 damage instead of the normal 5 that it would do. So we'll go take that and throw down ourselves a, let's see. I'll go throw down first slot and then poke it with the useless little thingy. The only reason I'm really even using this is because it's a green weapon. But higher magic is actually not that bad. With this low of a magic, it's pretty horrific though. Okay, we'll throw that down. And what else? What else? I guess we can get dry it up pretty easily right now if we really wanted to. Wouldn't really be too big of a benefit though. Well, we'll wait a turn. He's not like gonna deny, even if he does. There's 2 of them. Oh, there we go. Good thing we waited. We got it for free. Oh, I probably should have done that on our hero in case he kills it, which he is going to if he gets another cast. Though it's not gonna matter. There's enough to kill it right off the skull. Peasant is better, haha. The peasant. Peasant is surprisingly decent under some circumstances. Let's see. Where to go, where to go? We'll go, and I wish I could actually turn that right there. Doesn't look like we'll be able to, so we'll just take that down. Let him do whatever's. Move the yellow into all the manas. Nice, nice, nice. Get that up, get that up. Throw maybe a Dryad. We can do Skull Poke too. Throw that down. Yeah, let's get a shield. Make sure this doesn't die so we can use it as a proper attack tank. Nothing else to fall. Basically using it like a little berserker. We'll go take the blue, I guess. I don't really have anything to target on at the moment. And anything that I do might want to target on, like that guy. We need to do a cast first of the Grave Knight before we go and poke it like that. Come on, we only need a little bit of mana, and he just swiped it away from me too. There we go, there's the last little bit of mana we need. And we'll take the skull. And now we can throw the combo on last slot. Do that. Throw down the poke. And he just made himself into something almost weaker. So actually Dragonian Monk is pretty strong, but for some reason he came in at such a low level, it feels like. Yeah, why did it come in with only 3 attack, 2 armor, and 5 life? That seems too low. That definitely seems too low. But yeah, I think it just made itself weaker. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay. That's definitely a glitch, though. Before, it used to have an inverse glitch where it actually used to come in with all traits. So if you were to do it yourself, you could get a fully traded, like, Dragon Soul or something into Arena, which was pretty funny. That's not possible anymore, though. You still can get, like, a Dragon Soul and stuff into Arena. It just doesn't come in fully traded. There was a glitch that would allow you to do it earlier. Let's see. What do we move? Yellow into brown? Chance of that is slim, but we'll try for it. And we don't get it, of course, because the chance was slim. I'll go take the brown over. Wait till he messes up and gives us a skull. There we go. That wasn't technically him giving us a skull, but I'll take it. Anyway, we have to drop this so we can get it. No. We'll just move that over. Well, there actually technically is a way. If the thing was right there. The 3 pair. If that was purple, 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 we could swipe that to the right and then get ourselves a skull, but that is not the case of what it actually is. We'll just take the skull poke, and never mind, there's a skull right going there. As there's a skull staring us in the face, I'm like, this other alternative could possibly give us a skull, and as there's a guaranteed skull just sitting there. Wouldn't be the first time I would do that, where the obvious move is just sitting there and I'm explaining like how we could go and do something extremely complex to try to do the same thing. Okay, we'll take the purple right there. And that's actually pretty nice because that will make it so we only need to take the 2 to be able to get it up. Oh wait, never mind. No, it won't. Never mind. Never mind. We'd actually have to get 2 extra mana from things to be able to do that. We only got the 1. Keep forgetting we don't have any banner. Actually, I believe we do have brown-blue active right now, which is why he's getting so much mana. So never mind. That actually is correct. Because now 1 single brown pair would technically be enough if it wasn't for the fact that Northrender was blocking. But Northrender is indeed blocking. So let's go for the skull. Do a little poke. Maybe I should have gone for the thing that has 9 attack as base. I do like Northrender, since he can gain that little bit of attack in arena. But, I don't know, it's kind of nice kind of just staying with the, if we were to do it as base value instead of having to cast to be able to accumulate the damage that we needed. Okay. Where to move? Blue or yellow would probably be our best bet right about now. Next update, destroy 1 gem and destroy 1 card. The opposing team loses the card and cannot obtain it for 1 month. Gosh. That would be cruel. Very cruel. Too cruel. All the cruels. Tentacruel. Let's see. What we'll go throw down. We'll throw that down. Like, that's not my real laugh. Let's see. What we'll go do the green. Do the skull right there. It's not like I'm fake laughing, it's just not my full-blown laughter. We'll just go move that. Oops, and now I got something in my eye. There we go. Okay. Anyways, we'll throw a skull. And what else do we need to do? Let's move that over. See if we can get Dryad or anything else. We can go and... I guess we could take purple, why not? Okay. What to move? We can go and Grave Knight. Kill that. Peasant will let it die on its own. No, that's not what I wanted to have happen. Well, never mind. It doesn't get to die on its own. You ruined your chance. Let's Brown Surge, please. No, that's like a 2% chance I think we have. Some kind of ridiculously small, minute number. Also, I probably should have casted Northrender first there. Yep, now he misses. Though he probably would have missed regardless, but he had a higher chance of hitting earlier. Come on, we only need like a little bit extra damage in there. There we go, Grave Knight. He did end up getting his mana. And then throw down that last little poke, and down he goes. So 1 more arena run after this, and I believe we'll pretty much be good to go on this account. So yeah, that'd be nice. Won't really have to deal with much else then. It won't be all the souls we'll ever need, but it'll be a good enough basis that we can go get Soul Forge and the dungeoning system within the near future. Actually, that'll probably be what we'll start working towards next tomorrow, most likely. Just starting to try to unlock those. We're probably not going to get all the way through, but need to at least get the Soul Forge so that every single kill we do starts counting for gems. As I did earlier, kind of going over in the video, every single kill you do prior to unlocking the Soul Forge, or once you have Soul Forge unlocked, but don't have it fully leveled, every single kill you do is technically worth about 0.7 gems. Every single battle is worth nearly 3 gems. So it's pretty decent value to not level, not to spend gems on the Soul Forge and just to let it naturally level over time. And that's what we need to get unlocked so that every kill we ever do will start accumulating towards that. Because like I said, that's basically like almost 3 gems for free per battle, essentially. Even though technically you're not actually getting 3 gems, but you know, it's saving you 3 gems of cost doing it that way. Where do we move? Okay, we'll just move that up. But yeah, just to re-mention that again, never bother leveling the Soul Forge with gems. It's probably one of the biggest unneeded money sinks in the game right now. Better just being patient. There's not even anything you'd be able to use the Soul Forge for anyways with if you were to rush it up. Okay, that's a little bad. We do not have a follow-up, and we missed. Don't kill it somehow. Well, I was going to die anyways, so it dying to that skull actually wasn't too bad. He got to waste his turn. There's a possibility we could lose this battle. I'm surprised this team even made it this far to begin with. Oh, we're diseased now. It's just saying that we earn half the mana. Though it is a little bit buggy with how it actually does that half mana. Because sometimes it doesn't actually do the half mana. There's some things in the game that don't actually get half reduced. Okay, I think we just lost. He has way too much HP right now. We'll go and poke that down. Lava Elemental is just absolutely insane in Arena. He's pretty much just a free win whenever you draft him. And he ended up drafting him, obviously. But we got him killed. Now we just need to try winning with like Grave Knight or something. He's still burned right now too from it, so that's probably going to be enough. Look, he's already killed. Yeah, he still lives on with the burn. Even after killing him, he's still annoying. He's quite arguably the best troop in the entire game in Arena. Not in the, or you know what I mean. I didn't mean like in the entire game, just in Arena. He's probably the best troop within the context of Arena. Okay, well, what do we do? He has a 3x boost ratio and a burn, which is 3 damage per turn. It's just pretty much anything he touches dies. Not to mention he can basically double tap because he can kill the first slot with, or whatever your first line is, whatever it might be next. Like he can kill this while simultaneously burning the next one. It's the same thing that happened to our Grave Knight and why he has 1 HP right now. He ends up applying the burn to it, even though he didn't directly hit that one. Okay, good. He's keeping us alive. We have a very, very slim chance at this. But still a chance nonetheless. Alright, we'll go poke on that. That'll bring it to 1-shot range. Come on, we're so close. We need to deny every red that ever goes on the board. Green too, if we can help it. We'll go move that down. He'll give us a free skull. I'll take it. 9 HP. Well, let's keep working towards that Grave Knight and hope he doesn't get skulled. No! What did I just say? And we end up getting purple to follow it up with. A little late. Little late. Still possible that we win this one. Very unlikely, but it is within the realm of possibility. I wish I did one more damage. No! Okay, well, we lost that one. Well, it was to a Lava Elemental. I don't feel as bad. Come on, we just need 2 more. We're so close. So very close. If we can just get a buff up earlier, if we're happen to be up against a Lava Elemental, it should be fine. Okay, good. This time we don't have to deal with a Lava Elemental. He does have that thing that deals triple against Brown, though, which is a little bad. Because I think he can one-shot both our Brown troops. So, yeah, I'm going to need to make sure they stay barriered like crazy. To make sure they don't die. Okay, well, we'll take green into yellow. And what else do we need to go do here? Blue. Yeah, we'll go for the blue then. Blue, throw down the Dryad on... Who's more important to keep alive? You know what? I think I'm actually going to throw it on Grave Knight. Because the barrier is probably going to stay on him. If I put it on the other one, it's going to get poked with the skull like it just did. And lose its barrier. The next one we'll cast on that one. But that first one will be on Grave Knight. Because I do believe it's a little bit more important that he stays alive. And just because this is such a gigantic threat, let's actually go and just kill him. Out of everything he has, it seems like it's going to be the most annoying thing. Actually, that could be a little bit annoying too. Initially, he won't be hitting much, but over time, he'll start hitting quite decently. He gains an additional 5 damage per cast. So he'll hit 9 the first time, then 14, and so on and so forth. Also, if we lose any troops, he'll gain more damage off of that as well. So the more we lose, he'll actually somewhat become stronger as well, which will be a bit annoying on top of that. You can try getting as many blues and yellows as I can, basically, at this point. Well, there's no good drop, so I'm not going to bother doing the red into the yellow there, because it would give him too much benefit. We'll go for the blue here. And then just go for the next poke to try to get Dryad up. Right here we do not have a drop, but we will go for the little skull poke because there's no other color that we can really take that's useful or needed as of this current moment in time. We can take the red into the green. It will give him a skull, which I definitely want to avoid. Though taking it this way too. Come on, either way I take the red green, it will give him a skull. Oh no, there's one way that won't. We can do it that way. Oh, that way it gives us a skull. Perfect. The only problem is he went for the other skull that was sitting there. I was hoping that we would be able to take that. But we'll go for that. Nice extra turn. Didn't even notice that. And perfect. So we'll go through down the Dryad. Make sure that doesn't die. Don't even think we need the attack buff, but we'll go for it just in case. Barrier will do its thing. Oh, I didn't even go for it. Perfect. Now we can poke out its first slot. There goes only 8. Both of our browns were protected. The main reason I'm afraid of him is he does triple damage to brown, which is 24. Which actually, even with how much HP he has, he still would have survived. But both of them are barriered for that purpose. It's why I've been rushing up to Dryad this battle, to make sure I could keep barriering them to not get hit. Do we do the other redeem code? Yes, we'll do that right after this battle. We'll go do the other redeem code. I won't be able to double check it because I'm not on my other account, but we'll get to assume that it works. I will go claim it for my other account, I guess, just to double check, I guess. Oh! And because why not? Free resources are free resources. We're gonna move that down, move that down. What else do we need to move? Throw down a Dryad on something. Actually, let me cast this just in case, just to get a little bit of damage out there. Wow, we actually didn't extra turn any of that. I feel like in Arena it likes to extra turn a lot less. Even though it's the same exact gem spot. Oh wait, I didn't take the skull. I could have just won right there. Fail. Well, luckily there's another skull just sitting there. You see you are a new player. There's this new guy on YouTube that can give you some tips on progress. That's funny. That's funny. That's pretty funny. Yeah, we look like such a noob right now as a level 15 with all this. But you gotta start somewhere. Go unlock Mr. Skills. 7 kingdoms! Wow, we don't even own a fourth of the kingdoms. Or actually, I guess you could say exactly the fourth. It's 24%, close enough. So we own a fourth of the kingdoms right now. Well, once Atlantis comes in, I think that's exactly fourth or something. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Go for these. None of them are good. Actually, I shouldn't say none of them are good. Miststalker is actually pretty decent. Actually, Miststalker is actually one of the strongest troops in the early game. True damage, hits weakest enemy, so it's going to be good on defend team as well. Plus it gains 3 magic whenever it kills, and it poisons on top of all that, if that wasn't already enough. Poison is pretty insane early on in the game. It is very potent. Okay, well, let's go do the redeem code and then go do the final little arena battle. There we go. Okay. So, oh, it's actually going to be quite consequential too, because if we lose all of arena, and if we win, we get the higher reward, so we'll see what happens. But before we do, let's go give the redeem code. And after that, I'll probably just end out the stream, unless there's anything else you guys want me to go over. We'll be back later tonight with the Guild Wars and all that. Let me go get the redeem code. Let's see, what do we have? Let's see. I should probably give one of the weird ones now, since we won't be going for too much longer. Oh, here we go. I think this was, let's see. There's actually 2 really weird ones. Let's do this one. I'll do the other one tomorrow. Let's go do this one. I'll do this one because it's related to the one that's already up. I don't know why. She might have been drinking lately. This is the second one related to drinking in a row. So we'll go post this. Boom. Furry booze. All the drinks, all the booze. I do not condone drinking. Drink responsibly, my friends. But anyways, okay. So we'll go put that there. Let me go put the actual thing in the thing, so it's descriptive. Let me go put this in the links. Go copy that and post that into chat. And there's the link to where you use it. And let me go use it on my main account, because apparently we can't actually use it on the current account we're on. So you just put your invite code. Your invite code can be found over here under your settings under there. Apparently you can have an invite code so long that it doesn't actually fit. So that is quite unfortunate. But if you're on PC and mobile and you have a code that can actually fit, you can use it. Yeah, apparently that's a factor. Though probably like 99% of names will actually fit. It's just because I chose such a ridiculously long one that it doesn't. I should probably let them know about that. Anyways, let me go redeem it. And yes, it does indeed work. I can't actually show it though, but it gives the normal reward of 1 treasure map. I mean, 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. Unfortunately, there's no way to claim it on this account because the name is too long. So let's go do our final arena battle, see what happens. Not using the best of teams. We are going to get the normal reward because we weren't able to do it on hard difficulty. That's what ended up giving us that one lose, was trying to do it on hard difficulty. Let's see. Nagatsu, one of the easiest ways if you do need that many people in your guild is to try do a combination of basically recruiting literally every person asking in Global Chat 1, or try doing the Gems of War form, or a combination of both. But, oh, the Phoenix Perch. I didn't even realize that was the guild we entered. Interesting. We're in the Phoenix Perch. I wonder what they're actually saying. We should go read some of their chat, see what noobs say. But anyways, if you go into Global Chat 1, you click over here, go to channel, click a number 1 into there. We're already in it, so it's not going to do anything. But if you go to Global Chat 1 and try advertising your guild, that's about the easiest way. And if you ever see any low level, there's a lot of low level people looking for mid-range guilds or just slightly better options. So if you can do that for them, you can get a lot of people in pretty quickly. Probably only take a few hours to get a full guild like that, even though you need 9 people. It's a little bit harder later in the game because the requirements are so high that a lot of people can't actually fill them. I'm kind of curious. Hello everyone, just so you know, you can collect seals from the guild, blah blah blah, da, da, da. You can spend guild seals, da da da. He's explained guild seals. Da, 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 da. It's only the guild leader, someone else just talking a bunch. So nope, we don't have anything. We're in a building stage. You're welcome to stay, but no wars until we gain strength and experience. Interesting. Very interesting. I don't normally get to see a very, very small startup guild. So glad that we got to be a part of it. I actually haven't contributed a single cent to them, nor will I be most likely as far as gold. Unfortunately, that does tend to happen when you're first starting out in the game. It's not really like malicious towards the guild that you're in. It's just you have so many things that you need to spend gold on when you first start out that you're not really able to ever contribute to guilds, which is a little bit unfortunate. But you technically could if you wanted to, but you're going to be behind from a level perspective. So it's generally best until you hit about level 30, or until you start having a cash stack that's above about like 20,000. You really shouldn't be contributing to guild before then, because there's just so many things between kingdoms, unlocking all the kingdoms, getting them level to like 3 or 4, ideally all the way to 10. But once you get them to about level 4, you're pretty much good to go, or particularly level 3. Once you get them all to level 3, you really don't need to. You can start like basically contributing to guilds at that point. Once you have every single kingdom at level 3, you could go for the level 4 objective too. But at that approximate point is when you have enough gold that you can pretty much just start actually being a contributing member of a guild. Anything prior to that, I feel is way too much of a waste of resources. You're better off just waiting, even if you were to go guildless for the time. But it's better just to freeload off a guild for about a week, and then you can start contributing, because by about then you'll have basically reached that point. If I go check right now, how many hours do we have on this account? Currently we have, I can see the exact amount. We have, because I'm using on a completely different thing, so we'll know the exact amount of playtime. Let me see, profile. We have 3 hours and, or 3.8 hours, so almost 4 hours is how much time we currently have on this account. So we're about 4 to 6 hours away from unlocking both of the new features. Both the Soul Forge and the other thing. So, yeah, we're almost there. So close. Okay, anyways, let me go into, where's my other thing? Let me close that out. Okay, anyways, let's go win this battle. We need this for our souls. Must claim it. So kill that out. Let him do whatever. Go for a skull poke. He'll get a kill. That's unfortunate. It's a double kill. Luckily, he left alive what we need. Oh, wow. That escalated very, 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 very quickly. I'll protect that because I need it for damage so we can actually even remotely win. Wow, that escalated quickly. No, 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 no. Stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it, stop it. He's actually doing decent. Come on, we got this. This is for all the marbles. We are so close to getting all those extra resources, and he's going to stop us if he wins. Let me go for some Dryad. I need that barrier. There we go, perfect. Free barrier, free skulls, I'll take it. Nice, don't kill us. Keep it alive. Stop hitting the one that's less protected. Well, now we just need to kill out this thing. It is really tanky. Back in the day, I actually ended up getting that thing to be buffed for Arena. Back in the day, he used to be useless for Arena. As you can see, he's actually pretty decent now. Before, he was one of the most useless picks, but they then ended up buffing him. Because that was back when they actually bothered to rebalance for Arena. These days, they don't balance for Arena at all because all of the endgame players that are normally on the forum and stuff don't even bother playing Arena anymore. It's really only something that's, based on how Arena is currently scaled, it's only something that you do for about your first several weeks, I would say, of playing the game. Anything beyond about the first month, anything after that, you really don't have much of a need to play Arena, at least from a reward perspective. If you wanted to do it for fun, of course, but from the actual rewards that you get, there really isn't much of a need to play it much beyond your first month. There becomes much better soul farming methods beyond Arena once you reach that point. Mainly the Warlock spam with the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie triple Warlock team is what generally gets used. But prior to you being able to do that, this is generally the next best bet is what we're doing right now. So, yeah, there we go. Level up, level 16. And we can get one more mastery, and we'll do it on the blue. And there we go. And we end up getting a black dagger, which we won't actually need, but there, we go claim our rewards. We get 5 glory keys. 1,200, wait, didn't we get 1,500 earlier? I guess that was how much the 25% bonus on hard gave us. So that actually is a quite substantial difference. Gave us 300 additional souls doing it on hard mode. So definitely still worth doing it on hard, but as I mentioned earlier, you'd have to win 4 times on hard for it to be like basically one additional win. So if you end up getting a lose for whatever reason, it definitely devalues everything by quite a substantial amount. So let's go up, open Pan's Veil. Boom. Actually, maybe I should have saved that for the video. Oh, no, it's not that important. What I should probably save for the video is, actually nothing. I am going to be doing one more arena run. That one will likely be for the next video, though, when we go and explain everything. It probably won't be the full run, either. I might just cut it. I'm not quite sure what I'll do with it. Maybe we'll do it as one. As far as what we got here, Satyr Magician is a good silence for early game. We can make it work. Boar Rider is actually a really, really important find. We're going to be using that in an all-goblin team. Hag, useless. And Wolf Knight, very situational. There are some true damage teams you can use it with early on in the game. It also has a relatively high boost. It gains 6 additional damage if they are wounded, which means if they are losing any HP or have any HP loss, he can do a lot of additional damage. So right now, we need a lot of glory. Has my guild actually done the glory task yet? I believe they have. Let me double check. Oh yeah, let me go claim all my seals. Have they done glory? Yes, they already have. That is unfortunate. Really wish we could have claimed that glory reward. Because we really need that glory reward. That would end up helping us so much, because 360, I believe, is how much glory you can get per week from doing that. They already claimed it, and 360 would give us enough, more than enough, to be able to get the new troop. Unfortunately, there is no way that we can go and get that, so not until next week, but that'll be too late by that point. But anyways, guys, I'll be heading out for now. Am I not in Teknai's guild? No, I will be joining him. I wanted to join a smaller guild, because I believe Teknai's guild is completing almost every task. Or I think he's doing all the blue tasks, and he's getting like midway through all the other tasks. Even though there's a lot of newer players in that guild, the guild itself is performing like a mid-range guild. So I didn't want to join it as my very first guild, because generally you will not be able to find a guild as good as his as your very first guild. So I wanted to join this random one first, but in about a week or two I will be joining his. Maybe sometime at the tail end of next week or something, we'll go and switch over. But as of this current moment, I just wanted to stay with the new player experience and join a developing guild. Plus, we're kind of helping them. If nothing else, we're supplying seals to the guild and trophies. If we go check the guild right now, let's see what its rankings are. Let's see. How much have we helped to contribute? Well, they only have 886 trophies. How much of that have we actually done? Out of that 886, we have done 61. We're almost 10% of their entire guild trophy amount, yet we're only level 16, so I think that's pretty decent. Actually, we're one of the almost highest in the guild. Actually, maybe not the highest. I think we're like 5th or 6th. But for our level, relative to our level, we're kind of the highest. Actually, that Leon guy is actually doing pretty good relative to his level. But anyways, yeah, so we're kind of just sitting here for now. It's kind of helping out a little bit, and then we'll be leaving to the actual guild. Anyways, guys, I'm going to be heading out for now. Thank you all so much for joining the stream. We'll be streaming same time tomorrow, same times, 10 a.m. for several hours. We'll have 2 redeem codes, and we'll mess around with a new kingdom again. Probably start progressing this account towards unlocking the Soul Forge and the other thing. I believe we need level 30 to actually be able to do that. So we're probably going to be doing a little bit more arena and stuff like that. Probably a bit of PvP. One other thing we need to make sure we do is at minimum get 20 kills so that we can get those 20 gems. That is pretty important to end up doing every single week, just because, or not all the way up, but just a little bit. If we had more time, we'd get it all the way up, but that'd be, so it's quite time consuming most weeks. But I do want to get that just for the little bit extra resources. Anyways, I'll see you all later tonight. We'll be back in 6 hours from now at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to go do the Guild War battles. And as I mentioned, we'll be back tomorrow with 2 redeem codes at 10 a.m. till the normal time that we normally do. And we'll be doing pretty much the same thing. Not as much arena, though. We'll be doing more PvP and other stuff like that, and probably some of the quest lines if we happen to make it that far with leveling. Anyways, best of luck, everyone, particularly with the hurricane. Hope you all have a good weekend and all that. And I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful rest of your day.